to Week 7, Day 2 of the Swag Life series. This is the final week of regular season gameplay. So we have Aesir Squadron facing off against the undefeated Titan Gaming Cobalt. They have not dropped a single game, not a series, but a single game this entire split. They're looking to keep that trend going as they play their last series. I'm joined today by Derek, Game Technique, check him out on Twitch, and then we have a new caster, first time, Victor. Check him out on Twitch as well at Watch Up. Both awesome streamers. Play a lot of League. Very informative from both of them. If you want to, work on your own top lane gameplay.
Yeah, thanks, Joel.
Absolutely. How are you guys going? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great tonight. I'm excited for Week 7, Day 2 of the Swag Life series. Titan Gaming. They're putting on shows every week, and Acer Squadron's going to try to outmaneuver them. The Squadron coming in hot.
Give them the first laughs. Yeah. Victor, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Yeah, awesome. So this is another pre-recorded game due to scheduling issues, so it already got played on Wednesday, I believe. So with that being said, we won't have any pre-game interviews or anything like that, and we can actually just jump straight into the action in a moment. Some things to note: All-Star voting is up. Go onto the Swag Life website, vote for your favorite players, who you want to see in the All-Star festivities next week. It will be happening around Thursday, Friday, similar to games. So go Swag Life series, vote whoever you want to see in the All-Stars. It will be a lot of fun. We'll have some fun game modes, silly stuff happening for sure. You won't want to miss out. Make sure to do that. And then if you want to play in the next split of SOS, join.sos.lol. You can do that. Put a team in for yourself. Challenge the teams already playing. Don't watch, play. It's a lot of fun. So with that being said, we can just hop right into the action. We have the game loaded up for you. Aesir Squadron versus Titan Gaming Cobalt. So, taking a look at the draft, as obviously we won't get champion select. Anything jump out to either of you right off the bat?
Okay, right off the bat, it seems like red team wants to just 5v5, and they've actually picked Ornn mid here, which is pretty interesting. Seems like they'll flex mid.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the MF, the Ornn, Kennen, and Rel. Super alt-reliant team, I would say, too.
Yeah, and he has Exhaust and Grasp into LeBlanc, which is kind of weird. I don't think he'll be able to get many Grasp stacks in this lane.
Yeah, probably would have opted for Unsealed Spellbook, maybe. But yeah, he likes to get off. Alright, and it looks like possibly an Invade Viper walking into the red side jungle, getting scouted out by Arctic Viper here, though, and they'll just drop the ward and leave. Kind of a strange word. Won't actually spot that much, as the Jarvan is just going to be able to entirely avoid that, but maybe looking to scout out a level 2 gank.
Yeah, both teams respecting each other, getting some conservative vision. Who knows what's going to happen in this Ornn mid lane. We also have a ranged match up top. We got Kennen in the top lane, so that will be some early prio that we'll look to play off of.
Yeah, for sure. And both of these bot lanes are pretty volatile, I would say. 2 engaged supports with a lot of damage coming out from the AD carries, and Jarvan, a jungler that likes to gank really early. I do expect a lot of bot lane action happening here. Like the snowballs was early.
Yeah, opening wave. Here we go.
Yep. Ragnar's in the bush, looking to maybe get some poke. Kennen's Q is gonna miss, and they're just gonna walk back over to lane. Nothing too crazy happening. Level 1 is it looks like Jarvan's going to path away, playing for top side early.
Yeah, 2 heavy engaged supports in the bot lane. I feel like it's going to be a fiery one.
Yep, for sure. Good poke coming out from the Ashe onto the Rel, eating that W. And they're just going to both look to push for level 2, get to priority, and look for an engage window at 2. Red team's going to need to be careful, as Egoro and Mercy are going to ding 2 off of this next minion, but looks like they'll both hit about the same time. Nautilus looking for the hook. It's not going to reach, and Jarvan actually just going right into bot side after the boot. Here comes the route engage onto the Nautilus. You're going to need a flash early. Flash comes out, but the Jarvan's going to follow with the flag drag. Good flash to connect, and that's going to be first blood for the Jarvan. Mercy running. Flash forward from the route. Super aggressive is going to force the flash from the Ashe, but now needs to be careful as a turret shot taking a really low heal blown. But that is a completely worth it trade now. Ashe down all summoner spells, as is the Nautilus. Big play coming out of the Jarvan, and like we said, that early action bot lane, using the Jarvan value so much kill pressure with those engaged supports and the Jarvan.
Really good follow-up by the Jarvan, netting that first blood. And a bit of a scary overextension there. Ash almost coming away with one too. That was a good play by her.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I thought Jarvan would pass topside since we have Cannon Pro, and Viego would also pass into, what's it called, 3 camp outside into either mid or bots. But it seems like Jarvan went for the bot gank and Viego passed top.
Yep. Working out definitely for Jarvan, and Viego answering on the other side of the map, taking that red buff in response as he was already passing that way. So going to mean a CS in a little bit of a camp advantage for the Viego, but that kill value from the Jarvan is huge. Viego now walking into top lane, looking to maybe get this Kennen super slippery champion. He's going to be popped now. Viego walking, looking to land a root flash away from Kennen. It's going to mean he'll live.
Yeah, good job committing there by Viego, forcing that flash. Also, yeah, was that a level 2 gank bought by Jarvan after his blue, or what?
I think it was 3.
It was a 3? Okay, okay.
Alright, mid lane, not much going on. It's kind of been, somehow Ornn has an almost 10 CS lead. That's kind of weird. But, you know, top lane, maybe Viego just looks to punish again as this Kennen, looking like he's just going to let the wave push away from him. Down the flash, needs to play a bit careful, but the wave is kind of in an awkward spot for him, and his Jarvan's on the other side of the map. So not an ideal spot for Kennen, but it looks like Jarvan just wants to punish the flashless bot lane again.
Yeah, both teams having a lot of CC in that bot lane. It's really inviting to gank a lane like that, rather than Set and Kennen, or an
Yep.
Ornn in the mid lane. Maybe not the best.
Yeah. Big bot lane, looks like Titan Gaming's bot lane trying to pull this wave and prevent it from crashing. Jarvan's gonna sneak into the bush here, looking to get a lane gank on. There's no flash on either of TG's bot laners, and they know that. Jarvan
Yeah,
Calling it.
Dragon.
pops out of it. Yep.
Now here comes Viego with the follow-up.
Alright, and they're just gonna start the dragon. They have that wave crash, so they know that bot lane has to catch the wave, and there's 4 people here from the side of Aesir Squadron, but Titan doesn't want to give up this dragon for free, so they're going to look to contest. Poke's going to come down onto the Nautilus. Nautilus engage on 2 is big, and there's such a huge follow-up CC. The knockup from Ornn is huge. Jarvan netting another kill, and now LeBlanc forced to run away. But on the other side, the Viego's going to pick up a kill onto the round response, taking over round. A 3-man knockup is big, but now he's still low, needs to be careful, and Jarvan is going to go forward again onto LeBlanc. It's a misfortune that collects that one. Huge play. Aesir Squadron really punishing an overextension from the side of Titan Gaming there.
Yeah, really hectic play. Amazing double engage knockup by the Ornn. What a value pick. We're seeing who better to lead the charge. You know, there's no champion better than Ornn that you want as your mid laner. What a flex pick. I like it.
Yeah, it was looking pretty rough for red side until Ornn found that knockup, because they were all funneled into this small area while blue team had pinch on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely hero play right there by Ornn. There's so much chain CC coming down over the top of the round gauge. And just able to CC them into oblivion. Maybe it looked like Viego was going to turn something, but I think just better team fight focus coming out of the side of red, whereas blue struggling a little bit to find the right targets and to get those resets for Viego.
Exactly. Yeah, there was glimmers of hope. The Ashe on the side was doing a good job. High uptime on the DPS, and Viego, maybe once he gets level 6, there'll be some amazing resets, and that's going to go the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane still looking a little bit mundane, just looking to farm. A little bit of a CS lead on the side of Ragnar on the set, but nothing too substantial here. In mid lane, this Ornn somehow proving to be such a huge pick. I mean, he's up 10 CS, had that huge team fight engaged right there, so you know, Ornn mid not a very typical mid lane champion, but paying off for the side of Aesir Squadron, and he's really just going to be unkillable for this LeBlanc. Already has Merc Treads, making it really difficult.
Yeah, Ornn maybe not the biggest hyper carry, but he will be a threat nonetheless, leading the charge into every battle.
Yeah,
Just
for
a
sure.
consistent anchor for the team.
And I'm not sure how red side drafted, but it looks like that Ornn was probably a flex pick, and it seems like they probably saved the Kennen as a counter to the set, giving the range advantage. Probably early picking the Ornn. They responded with set thinking it's Ornn top. They put the Ornn mid and then the Kennen top as a counter, and interesting drafting coming out of Aesir Squadron, giving him a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, well played by them.
I think Kennen here might actually not be that good into set because in lane, sure, Kennen has prior, but
Yeah.
mid late game,
Yeah,
Set can just press ult on Kennen, and
Yeah.
Set can just farm through lane with his what's it called, passive regen.
yeah,
Do shield
that-
win.
yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, I also think that Kennen into the block isn't terrible, so I guess I just wanted to put the Kennen in. But in any case, it's what they opted for. Jarvan looking to pick up that Rift Herald. Jarvan having so much early game pressure, just absolutely dominating Force right now. Has caught back up and actually has a lead over the Viego now in CS, despite that level 3 gank on the bot side. So Jarvan Arctic Viper really just playing this early game super well, getting value from that Jarvan pick. Alright, bot lane, a fight happening. Nautilus looking to engage onto the Rel. W from Rel to disengage, and that looks like it's going to cause an end, but a little bit of trade back onto Ash. He's hit 6 as a misfortune as well. Not too much happening though.
A little bit of poke back and forth in the bot lane. Viego doing scuttle in the bottom side river. And Jarvan recalling top side. Looking to snowball his lead 3-0. Jarvan with Gore Drinker. He's going to be a threat on the map. He's going to be almost unkillable right now.
Yeah, Viego looking to take this blast plant over, but there's just not much happening here as the wave's almost under turret. Viego a little bit lost as what to do. Doesn't have tons of gankable lanes right now, and he looks like he's struggling to find a window into the game. They're kind of farming, looking to get his TS up and maybe play into the mid-game team fights.
Yeah, both teams
So
really...
actually-
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is really big for red side since once J4 gets
An engage happening though. Nautilus is going to cancel the Misfortune open. So much damage already comes down onto the Ash. Nautilus looking to maybe clean up and kill back. Misfortune doesn't have that flash. Ignite is going to tick him down to 1 HP, but she lives, and that is an absolute tragedy if you're Titan Gaming Cobalt and you see the value of the Misfortune Rel. So much damage when the ultimates both land.
yeah, sorry. Okay, so once Jarvan gets that Gore Drinker, he's so ahead of everyone else right now. He has so much tempo, he can just force fights perma.
Yep.
That one item. Everyone's also sitting on like Sheen, one component. He should just force fights anywhere.
Yep. Absolutely, and that's what it looks like what he's doing as he picks up another bot lane kill. Yeah, he's so accelerated over the game. No one can fight him. He's too tanky, too much sustain, too much damage, and he's just gonna instantly walk to mid. He's not even looking to farm. Gonna go mid. Maybe drops the Rift Herald here. Looking to get some plates on the side of the orb.
Yeah, really good play by Jarvan. Getting those plate value. More money in the pocket.
And they actually look like they want to dive this LeBlanc. They see that she's moving, but Viego's here to answer, so Jarvan will just cover the Orn retreat, and they're just going to go for this dragon. So Rift right in the dragon. They know LeBlanc low, man. It needs the base after she catches that wave. Good usage of tempo from the side of Aesir Squadron. They're going to go up 2 dragons to none.
Yeah, Aesir Squadron just grouped and ready for that dragon way ahead there. The Titan Gaming looking good.
Okay, Jarvan sticking around looking for a play maybe.
Yeah. They know that bot lane needs to try to push this wave out, and Jarvan looking to capitalize this. No flash on the Ashe still. Rao has flash engage. I mean, I think she can just flash on the Ashe and she just dies, but Jarvan's got off the base. Looking to hold her summoner spells, not get too greedy or overextend. They have a huge tempo and they don't want to throw it in anyway, so.
Yeah, a bit of respect to the Viego counter gank there, I think.
Yep. I mean, they have a huge lead. They're up 2k gold with 2 dragons, so really just not looking to flip anything. Keep playing consistently and scale into the late game. Wow, Nautilus looking for some type of window. Can't find it. Jarvan walking top, looking to maybe kill the set as this wave bounces back into the second bush and has that sweeper, so no wards from Ragnar to see this out. Jarvan has the ultimate to flash on Ragnar still. Here comes the engage. Good flash forward from Kenny. This is so much easy. Yep. Can't do anything about that. Really good combo right there. Just killing the set in CC. Can't even flash away. Can't even use ult. She's just instantly dead.
Amazing gank by Jarvan. Amazing awareness, knowing that that he was crashing a wave and he could sneak into that back bush. And we'll see Viego clearing vision on the bot side, hoping to make a play with that Nautilus CC. Easy follow-up.
Yeah, usually going for that dive would be pretty hard because of set W and ults. But he was actually sitting on just D-shield since they were both in lane for like 13 minutes. So
Oh, yeah, that's true. And engage onto the Ash right here, flashing forward. It's the MF and now Rao looking to take the kill onto the Nautilus. That's a double kill from Misfortune. Such a huge play. Good bot lane engage, and you're just seeing the power of this bot lane. It's huge. So much CC, so much damage coming out, making it really hard for Ash to play the game. And whenever she doesn't have flash, you can just get pretty much permanently engaged on by the Rao. There's nothing really to stop that from happening. But the block wants to find a kill in response, doesn't see the MF recalling, or maybe it did, but not in time.
Yeah, MF having a huge advantage over Ashy in that early game. Both really early game champions, but MF with the big burst. Can't really compete.
Yeah, so much burst from just the E, the ultimate to Q. Alright. Jarvan needs to be careful here. Viego looking for something, but this is Warren here to cover now as well, and not much going on. They'll both just walk back to their respective jungles. This mid wave crashes, and Orin looks to catch that as LeBlanc recalls, resetting no TP, and she's actually going to opt to stay.
Yeah, really good game by Aesir Squadron so far. Only one death on the team, and that's the Rel in the bot lane. If anyone's going to die, it's going to be your support.
Yeah.
They're looking really strong right now, not giving up like any leads, any gold.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing this early game phenomenally well. And the only death was in that dragon fight, which was a huge win for the side of Aesir Squadron. So yeah, they're just really pushing their leads well, abusing their tempo well, but not overextending or giving Titan Gaming a chance into the game. And Titan Gaming has been a team that's looked really, really solid in the early game. They've always pretty much snowballed games through their bot lane from a very early point. So I think Aesir Squadron is matching that style from Titan Gaming really well. And here comes Viego that wants to punish the flash of this MF, and he's going to flash right on Nautilus. Poke into the ultimate coming down, but really good disengage from the side of the Rao is going to mean that's actually a kill over to Aesir Squadron. Flashing forward, the Rao a little bit over aggressive is going to give a kill back to the Viego, and now they're going to look to run down the MF. Flash chain from LeBlanc is going to land, and that's a huge shutdown onto the side of Titan Gaming. 2 kills answered though by Aesir Squadron on that 4-man bot play. So that, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that was a 2v4, and they traded 2 for 2.
Yeah, and good thing the clutch Nautilus hit the Q on the MF ulti, because that was looking absolutely terrible for Titan Gaming Cobalt until, I mean, they got the counter engage, and then good follow up by LeBlanc, keeping it close.
I'm not sure how I feel about Jarvan spending all this time topside. Seems like topside is their weakest link, and instead of getting Rift Hero past 14 minutes, they could be cracking bot tower and then shifting their bot lane to mid and just taking over the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you see he was bot there to counter that, that just would have been an absolute wipe for the side of Aesir Squadron. So I do think top lane is a little bit weird to crack here, and it does actually mean that Titan Gaming gets a free dragon here just because Jarvan was on the top side of the map. Although they look like they want to fight this, so maybe not that free after all. It's getting low. Good Aspiro to just one-shot Arctic Viper on the Jarvan. I say that and he makes it out. No, he doesn't. Here comes a huge cannon all over the top, and that is just a quick wipe for Aesir Squadron. It looked good at the beginning. They almost were able to burst the Jarvan, but they just didn't have enough damage for the dragon.
Yeah, you could see the amazing team fight drafting by Aesir Squadron. They have an unstoppable team fight.
Huge play right there, getting another dragon. So 3 dragons to none is the score. It looked like Titan Gaming was maybe going to get one and stop the dragon stacking, but now Aesir Squadron is on soul point late, meaning we're going to have about a 22-minute soul, which is incredibly early in the game, and they are up about 5k. So this is a pretty massive lead for the side of Aesir.
Yeah, it is a huge lead right now. Not looking good for Titan Gaming Cobalt at all. Do they have a hope? It's the 3-kill Ashy. Can she do it?
Yeah,
I think the only way they get back into this game is if they just shove out sides and maybe look for plays with Asholt and Viego LeBlanc picks. They can never win another 5-5.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Viego resets are always a big factor, but yeah, there's just so much team fight power on the side of Acer Squadron. But like you said, a lot of pick potential from the Ash LeBlanc. Needs to make sure that they have good vision, looking to punish overextensions or core rotations from the side of Acer Squadron if they want a window back into this game. Titan Gaming find themselves in a very awkward spot. They haven't been really down in any of their games so far, so we'll see how they play from behind. It can always be a difficult spot to play from if you're not used to it, but we'll see what Titan Gaming is made out of here.
Right now, Kennen and Ornn are seen topside. They can just force mid if Ash versus R, and LeBlanc goes in, but it seems like they don't see the window.
Yeah, a bit scared maybe, or just don't think they have the damage, but yeah, for a reason, passing up on that, they did have a big window in the end. There's no TP on that orange, so no way for orange to respond. They actually have double TPs up now. Looking to group up here and clear some vision.
Yeah, both teams posturing mid, scoping it out, fighting for vision.
But now, Acer Squadron finally grouping up into the mid lane as they push out their sides, looking to maybe practice interfere. Astro is going to be used to try to disengage. Gale Force is going to be followed by the Jarvan ultimate. She has no flash. Big round engage on the 2. Here comes the ult onto the Nautilus. She is stopwatch, but that's only going to save her for another few seconds. And Acer Squadron really punishing Titan Gaming right there. Indecisive, not knowing what they wanted to do, and getting absolutely wiped that fight. LeBlanc looking to maybe get some chunk, but there's just too many people to block the chain right there. Not able to find it onto this portion as they look to crack the base of Titan Gaming pre-20 minutes.
Yeah, Titan Gaming. Can the beast fall? This is going to be their first loss potentially, right?
Probably disappointed now. LeBlanc forced a face check blindly into the Jarvan is going to be. She dies instantly. Route engage is huge with the MF and Set doing what he can, but he can only do so much. He's going to fall finally, and now it's this Viper running back for his life. Flash forward from the route. Sun's going to miss, and Diego forced the flash out. Flash forward from the Jarvan is a bit ambitious, I think. Doesn't have the ult in out of range with the flash. But still,
Yeah.
Huge team fight win for Acer Squadron is going to mean Baron here in Titan Gaming. Rough spot to be in.
Really good job by Acer Squadron. 2 times in a row making amazing picks. Fighting over vision, knowing exactly what they're looking for. And here it is, the free Baron. Looking to put the arrow through the heart of Titan Gaming. First game of the series. What a showing so far.
Yeah, huge right there. The ult coming out from Jarvan just to prevent the Viego from maybe getting a smite steal, but not much to be done. Reset here from Acer Squadron, and they're just going to look to walk over to this dragon. This is the sole point. They still have Baron, so they can really just push waves in. Test this, and if you see they're already...
Seems like the play here is to just take Dragon, send 4 people bot, and Kennen top, and just play waves.
Yep. They really don't have to do anything crazy. They have such a huge lead, and there's no way that Titan Gaming can match a team fight. So, with that being said, Titan Gaming maybe feeling a bit desperate, like they just have to flip something. The game's only going to go downhill from here. They look to set up around this dragon. The level leads on the side of Acer Squadron are just pretty huge, so it's really tough for Titan Gaming. Here comes the Jarvan double knockup. Set is going to ult him back into their team though. Huge damage coming through, but the Kennen ultimate is massive, and it's just going to be an absolute wipe for the side of Titan. But they're looking to actually turn it maybe a little bit. LeBlanc pick up a kill in the end and flashing away. So somehow not the worst fight, I'll say. It's, you know, it's a 3 for 2.
Yeah, a couple
Honestly,
shutdowns going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an unexpected turn of events at the end there. A couple trades going down, and the game will go on longer.
Yeah, I mean, a much better team fight, honestly, than I expected from the side of Titan, considering their gold deficit. 2 for 4 in the end, and shutdown golds. Still Dragon Soul, though, and Baron on 3 of the Acer Squadron members.
Yeah, this game can get kind of scary. there's not too much sustained damage outside of MF on Aesir Squadron, so you can see that those team fights kind of run out of steam at the end for Aesir Squadron. They got to be careful about this game going late.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's a misfortune ult and cannon ult as your main kind of upfront damage. But then if you just have Ornn and Jarvan, they're not going to do that much damage, and Jarvan is definitely going to fall off as this game gets later into the game. So need to be careful. Not too much to be worried about right now, but do need to be careful about letting this game stall out too long and giving over shutdowns.
Yeah. EGC seems like they bought a little bit of that of time with that dragon play, but I think inevitably they're still going to fall. Aether just has a much stronger 5v5 team comp.
Yep.
I don't see a world where they're able to overcome that. And
Yeah,
they're
for sure. And it's really difficult to play these kind of pick-oriented comps from behind. You just don't have the same amount of windows. You're getting constantly 3 waves pushed into your base, so not as many options to make picks and rotations or things like that. And it's really hard to keep vision control. So Kennen splitting on the top side as Orange splits bottom, and the 3 remaining members of Aether Squadron look to push in mid. Titan looking to maybe collapse on this Orange though. They know that he is by himself. Maybe this is the window to look for. They have the Aesir to look for a pick, but Orange smartly backing off as he sees the rotation coming.
Yeah, Aesir Squadron, you'll see almost 10,000 gold ahead at one point. Now they're inching closer to 8,000.
Ashiro's gonna come down onto the Rao, and the ultimate from Nautilus is gonna follow up. So much CC landing, and Rao's just gonna be dead. And on the top side, they look to punish Ragnar, but good escape from him. Just uses the ult and gets out. Doesn't even have to expend flash, not up yet, but doesn't have to expend anything more than ultimate. So huge play. That's a good pick from Titan Gaming. They're using that Ashiro, punishing the people walking too far up.
Yeah, I'll say it looked like their first good pick of the game, so hopefully they keep doing that, and who knows, maybe we'll get the game go in their favor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Titan Gaming is a team that, they are good at team fighting. They're obviously good at playing together, have good coordination, and that's why they are undefeated to this point. So, not a team to be slept on, and it looks like Diego looking to maybe find something onto the Orange, but tough for him.
It's actually really big that Ornn doesn't have TP and has this exhaust. Whenever he's in side lane, they can just force the fight mid.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just a full tank Orange, so honestly his ability to split push isn't that crazy. It's not like he's a Trinity or something that's just one-shotting your turret, so there are a lot of windows for Titan Gaming to use that after pressure in the LeBlanc to find these picks. Alright, the game stalling. Aesir Squadron looking like they're maybe a little bit worried, not knowing exactly what their steps are to close out this game. Just waiting for the next global objective to spawn Dragon and Baron.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I see the loss of tempo is concerning me, but with 2 big objectives coming up, we'll see how everyone's cooldowns are going to be a leash cheer. That's for sure.
Yep, exactly. So big items coming through as MF completes the Infinity Edge. Ashe sitting at 3 items as well though. So Ashe honestly fairly strong, has been able to farm up pretty well. Hitting that 3 on the spike, has the Lord Doms, which is going to be big into the front line of Aesir Squadron. Set sitting at about 2.5 items. LeBlanc has that Void Staff here too. So
yeah, Aesir Squadron posturing for this dragon, and TP going down in the pixel bush. Here we go.
Yeah, this probably is going to be the fight that decides the game. The TP from Kennen's early, just wants to make sure that there's no room for Titan Gaming to find a mismatch engage. Here they go. Titan Gaming walking from the bot side of the river. LeBlanc over the wall, looking to maybe get a pick on the back line as she is super immobile. Looking for this flank. Titan Gaming posturing well around this dragon. They have good position here as the dragon gets started off. Jarvan and Ragnar just kind of posturing, looking to do something, and in comes Kennen. Though flash forward, is going to get flashed away from the Ashe. So split team fight. Ashe on the Kennen, looking to trade one back, is going to be big. But the MF over the top is huge, and now it's just Ashe and LeBlanc forced to kite back. A flash from the Jarvan is going to be up onto Ashe. No flash, anything for her to escape, and that's going to be a team fight and dragon secured for Aesir Squadron, giving them the soul and a huge fight win right there. Just LeBlanc surviving. And it looks like a little bit of just a goal discrepancy. Titan Gaming trying to play that fight as well as they could, but at the end of the day, so many tanking members right there.
Yeah, unfortunate fight there for Titan Gaming Cobalt. Well played by Aesir Squadron. The Baron will be secured. Unfortunate there, I saw the LeBlanc going in a bit early and then she was kind of out for the fight. And MF was ripe for the pick-in. Could have gone the other way right there.
Yeah, for sure. I think LeBlanc going in a bit early onto the Kennen, not the ideal target, really needed to find the MF and cancel that ultimate.
Yeah, I agree. Could have been clutch.
I think in an ideal scenario, Set ults the Cannon engage away from his team and lands on the MF and they try and one-shot her with Viego. Because after
Yeah.
MF is gone, they just lose a ton of DPS and Cannon has a lot of front damage, so they just nullify that with his ult and they can maybe turn the fight with resets.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Set had the flash there, could have flashed onto the MF, so I think a little bit of a mechanical error on the team fight there. Obviously tough windows to find when you're in a game like this and behind, but Titan Gaming still hanging on a little bit. Aesir Squadron has the Baron and the Soul, and they're just marching. What can Titan Gaming do to prevent the onslaught of Aesir Squadron right here?
Yeah, we'll see. Ornn is bot, so they could force another 4v5.
There is no TP again, so they do have that option of just fighting a 4v5 and Ornn won't be able to get there in time. There are 4 mid and they know this, so see if they look to find that engage or maybe just try to kill the split pushing Ornn. Viego taking the red as Ornn looks to group back up with their team and it looks like they're just gonna 5-man run down the mid lane and break the base of Titan Gaming. Aesir Squadron still being surprisingly hesitant here. Jarvan's just running around a little bit of a circle, not wanting to engage on the Ashe right there. They know that Ashe has no flash and really cannot escape Jarvan engage at all, but not looking to give any windows over to Titan Gaming. LeBlanc on the side, looking for some type of pick here.
Yeah, Aesir Squadron not looking to force anything, just marching down, sieging with Baron, nice and easy, and trying to make Titan Gaming overstep their boundaries. But nothing's going on, just a little stalemate with Baron running out. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, we'll see.
Jarvan
Here
coming
comes
with
the
a huge
huge
engage.
Jarvan engage with the MF ult over the top, and that's the window they wanted. Kennen is going to find the ult 2, taking Viper so incredibly low. He's eventually going to die to a tick of red buff, I believe, and stopwatch from the Jarvan. Just no possible response. It's a 3-0 wipe in the team fight, and LeBlanc and Ashe forced to run back, defend what they can, do what they can to stall the onslaught of Aesir out, but it looks like they're just going to look to end here with the Baron.
Aesir Squadron doing a great job of feigning weakness and then counter-engaging with the big wombo combo. Well played by them.
Yeah, they knew the window, and Aesir Squadron is going to take the first game of the split. First game at all off the split, off of Titan Gaming there. Huge play. I mean, Aesir Squadron looked dominant from minute 1 to the end. There was a few team fights that were maybe a bit shaky. A few times they could have played things better, but overall, really solid game from Aesir Squadron.
Aesir Squadron did not give up an inch in the first half of the game. They played really solid, really impressive showing by them. Really impressed with their team. I'm excited for game 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
One draft and they executed pretty well. The only thing I'd say they could work on is ending the game and using their leads to close it out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what they have trouble with the most is when no objectives are up. Usually when there's no objectives, it's just a back and forth of shoving out side lanes and then rotating and looking for a play when they have to answer the side waves. And they just weren't able to work around these windows. Like at the very end of the game, they shoved out the sides and tried to walk mid and couldn't make any play. They thought it out so long that TGC was able to catch waves and then walk back mid and defend. It's just that TGC forced the fight and Aesir got pretty lucky with that. I think if TGC just sat on your tower, they would be able to stall the game a little bit more and potentially found the play that could maybe save them.
Yeah, for sure. And when like Elder Dragon spawns, that can always flip the game. So Yeah, a good point for sure. I think Acer Squadron maybe in a little bit more of a rough spot than they would have wanted to be with how that endgame worked. It definitely seemed like they had a plan up until that point and then started to lose their footing and perhaps get a little bit nervous. So overall, though, still really good. It looks like you're getting a lot of value from that Orange Flex pick. Honestly, I assume that threw a wrench into the draft of Titan Gaming. You don't really expect to see Orin mid and the Jarvan. I mean, the Jarvan just getting huge value. I think that's a champion that if he doesn't get ahead early, is pretty weak. But when you get ahead that early, can just push tempo like almost no other jungler. So really good side from Viper, executing the Jarvan really well and giving a lot of value. We will have game 2 coming up shortly. We're just going to take a quick break to work out some audio issues. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Titan Gaming, Aesir Squadron, game 2 coming up. And we actually have the draft for this game, yeah?
Yes. I'm gonna do this troll view here. Let's move Derek. He's gonna hide Derek. He's duck to kill one of the bands.
Huh?
I'm gonna do. Oh. You lied. You read mine.
Hello, we're back. Surprise. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. A little bit of technical issues happening. We had to restart the computer, so.
We're here now, though.
Yeah, we are back. Thank you for bearing with us as we have technical issues hopefully sorted out. We will see. Knock on wood. And we have game 2 for you coming right up. Titan Gaming versus Acer Squadron. Can Acer Squadron, quick 2-0, or is it going to go to game 3? I'm always a fan of game 3, so hopefully Titan Gaming comes back with something big. What do you guys think? Any bans that you would expect to see change? Any strategical issues? And what do you think Titan Gaming needs to do coming back there?
I think Titan Gaming is going to see the weakness in Acer Squadron's endgame macro, and they're going to draft the late game comp. At least that's what I hope from the defending champions of the regular season. I don't know. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, fair enough. Victor, any thoughts on what Titan Gaming does in game 2 differently?
I mean, flex picks are always super strong, and you should always get rid of those if any team has any. So I would probably ban the Orin here.
Yeah, for sure. I think Orin just seems like a generally strong champion for both of these teams. I know that the Titan top laner plays it a lot too, so just a general contested pick between both. And yeah, the flex obviously offering tons of value. I mean, personally, I feel like Titan Gaming should just opt for that 5v5. If that's what Acer Squadron wants to do, they're picking champions that just kind of dive in. And if you pick a team that can sustain that initial burst from Acer Squadron, they are a super alt reliant comp with not tons of sustained damage throughout the team fight. So as we see, we're in the draft, and after round just instantly taken away by Titan Gaming. They did not like that bottom at all.
Yeah,
Generally, you want to be one either flex pick or a jungle or high priority ADC like Jinx.
Right. They're just going right back to that. Yeah, going right back to Jarvan. I don't love Jarvan first pick. I think it's actually a pretty counterable champion. And it does give over so many huge power picks. Jinx still open if Titan Gaming wants it. We will see.
Might see an Ezreal here, potentially. But generally, if they pick jungle and B1, then you pick jungle and EDC on R1, R2.
Yep. We'll see what Titan Gaming opts for it. They're just going to take that one right away. Not going to give the flex pick over to Acer Squadron. And then they're going to do Graves. So the Graves are probably going to be jungle here. I think they didn't want to give the Orin over, so they just instantly take it away. But obviously, the Graves is a huge flex pick, but showing with the Orin means it's probably just going to be our Graves jungle. So what will Acer Squadron react with?
Okay, I actually really like this. They have Orin flex pick top mid, Graves flex pick top jungle mid, and both champions are pretty good into Jarvan. Graves can just E out of his Jarvan ult, and I'm pretty sure he should win on tempo if he just full clears.
Yeah, and the Graves queue into the Jarvan is actually kind of nice because it gives you the instant double bounce, so you get the double Graves damage. We'll see. They're gonna take the Jinx here, and it looks like they're actually gonna go for Renata. I don't love Renata blind pick because I think there's actually a lot of counters to it, but it is just a really strong pick right here, and they know, you know, Horn likes to kind of dive in, so maybe as an answer, keeping the Jinx hyper carry alive too is always strong.
Wait, I don't like the Vex here. I think they just pick ADC and then they have counter pick in every lane. I think they just one shot right here if they don't pick mid.
Yeah,
Because they just pick ADC and then they have support counter pick and mid counter pick.
But
Yeah, I
Vex
agree.
is a flex. No, I'm joking.
I mean, you can put it support, I guess. I don't know how well it does.
The full flex team by Titan Gaming Cobalt
Yeah.
looking to respond by their first loss of the season by getting outplayed by the Flex Orn.
Yeah, and they're just gonna take the cannon out. It did have a lot of value for sure, but I agree. I think there's better picks than the Vex right here, and honestly, Renata wants champions that kind of dive in. So anything like Vex or aggressive champions is gonna be good for her. They're gonna take Nautilus out and possibly just double ban support here. Malzahar as a response. I think Malzahar is more of a target ban. I think the mid laner for Aesir Hunter does play a fair amount of Malzahar, but also picking the Seraphine coming out. Don't want the Seraphine mid. So
I think Zeri could be a really strong pick here.
yeah,
Like S++ tier champion, and she can just dash over the Jarvan wall or whatever,
Yeah.
engage. Irma.
so if they picked AD on 3, there would actually just be no idea where, like, there'd be no way of knowing where any of those champions were going. But it's probably going to be Karma support, given that they already have shown the Graves and the Ornn here.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they picked support on R4 instead of ADC as well. Seems like they really want to last pick ADC for some reason.
Yeah, so what last pick ADC tells me is it's going to be some type of like kind of crazy hyper carry AD, maybe Vayne or something like Vayne Kog'Maw, something that's very counterable, but in the right matchup gets tons of value. Vayne, I mean, honestly, Vayne could be really strong here. I think actually
Or Vigar.
Viger ADC or Viger for Acer Squad. They're going to do Cho'Gath. I actually think Vayne would be a nuts pick here. It is good into the Jarvan. It's very mobile, can dodge around from a lot of those engages of Acer Squadron, and does well into the very tanky front line. So let's see what they offer.
I feel like Vayne, Zeri, Ezreal are all good picks here.
Yep. All do well with the Armor too. So they have the ADC for last pick. Better be an absolutely hype pick. It's Kog'Maw. Wow. I mean, Kog'Maw definitely a lot of damage. Good hyper carry, but I think it's probably the weakest they could have picked. Maybe they don't play the Vayne, but it is immobile. And when you have champions like Cho'Gath, like Jarvan, Shen, Renata, there's just so many things to kill the Kog'Maw. So we'll see how this plays out. But interesting drafts for both teams, and I have no idea where Acer Squadron is putting the Shen or the Cho'Gath. Could be mid, it could be top. I believe they've actually played Shen mid before. So we'll see if that ends up being a Shen or Cho'Gath mid.
Yeah, I really like the Kog'Maw pick. It's going to be tough for him to stay alive, but with the Karma, it could happen. Vex Peel as well as the Ornn.
Mhm.
It could be done. It could be done.
Yeah, Kog has to play really, really careful. If he gets hit by any CC, everything else just overlaps. Shen taunt, Cho'Gath knock up
Yeah.
silence, Renata, Jarvan.
Yeah, and they have they have the Jarvan Shen combo, so they can just bring the Shen right on top of the Kog'Maw, and there's only so many things you can flash. So definitely a lot of pressure on PG Mercy playing that Kog'Maw this game to put on a good performance and be that late game hyper carry. They do have the Graves too, so there's not like a shortage of damage, I would say. But still, Kog'Maw, a lot of pressure resting on that. And on the other side, it looks like it actually is going to be Cho'Gath mid, Shen top, and Jinx. Both of these teams are kind of predicated on sole AD hyper carries being the win condition, I think.
Yeah,
Cobalt
exactly.
team is pretty tanky. I think Vex isn't going to do much damage besides to Jinx Renata, but they have Renata E to mitigate any kind of one shots. And if they just get rid of any of their hyper carries, the rest of them don't really do any damage, and they just
Yeah.
auto win.
Yep, exactly. So it's really just a battle of who can kill the other AD carry first, and then they just like hit each other, I guess, for 10 minutes straight. There's a lot of front line, so we'll see. Jarvan again playing against the Graves, a champion that just likes the hypercomb. I think another instance in which there's a lot of pressure on Arctic Viper to make early game plays happen, snowball those lanes, try to get some type of lead.
Yeah, Titan Gaming going with that Jinx, the late game comp, as I predicted. I believe it's going to be good for them.
I think those things are actually backwards. I think
Oh, are they back?
Titan Gaming's on the right. Yeah. And now that I look at that, I was a bit confused myself. But yeah, Titan Gaming is the team with the Cobalt. Alright, early predictions based on draft. Who do you think will take game 2?
What do you think, Victor?
I think blue team wins for sure. It's just so easy for them to lock down Kog'Maw, and the rest of the fight should be free.
Yeah.
And the matchups look pretty good too. I'm pretty sure Shen is a winning matchup for Interwarn, and Turret seems pretty good into Vex as well. Vex kind of can't really outpoke him, and he just out-sustains and is more useful.
Yeah, and it's not bad wave there, honestly. It can kind of match, I think, and then there's just no real targets for Vex to ult on. I mean, if they're body blocking for the Jinx, it's so hard for Vex to find windows onto the backline, so really like that. Some damage coming out from the Graves too, we'll see how much he's able to do. Coming down from Shen, just looking to trade on the Ornn, like we said, yeah, hits level 3 and pretty massive trade, taking Ornn down to about half HP.
Yeah, really not a lot of CC for red team, so I'm going to go with blue team as well. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I definitely think an uphill battle for Titan Gaming, and like you said, the CC is super inconsistent. There's no type of just easy lockdown CC. It's all predicated on skill shots landing on the right targets, which is just not consistent when you have a huge front line from Aesir Squadron, so definitely going to be a challenge. Alright, and now looks like a bit of a fight onto the Scuttlecraft. Flash from the Jarvan to follow up the Flag and Drag is going to mean knockup lands onto the Vex. He's forced to flash away completely. Now, big play. Arctic Viper really showing his Jarvan ability in these last 2 games early. Nice play, giving a bit of a lane advantage to the Cho'Gath as Flash goes down from Vex.
Yeah, really outstanding play there together, winning mid lane for Cho. He'd be happy about that.
Yeah,
Forcing it back right away.
For sure. That's huge, and Graves is going to just walk bottom to try to take this bot lane scuttle, giving their bot lane some protection, some vision, and looking to maybe pick up a gank here. He sneaks into the bot lane bush. Bot lane trading going on. Ragnar getting brought down to about half. This Shen is doing a long look at top, has the Dorn shield for sustain 2. Chain from the Karma is going to root the Jinx, but just not really enough follow-up right there. And somehow Ragnar almost killing the Shen within, I mean, about under 100 HP and forced the flash. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but big play. Yeah.
Yeah, must have
Yeah,
been
like-
level 5 all in.
Yeah, after Shen crushes the wave, he should just recall. It's a fundamental rule of top lane to not fight while the enemy is still pushing.
Yeah. Kind of a big punish now. Shen forced to back, and that's going to mean a bit of a tempo advantage for Ragnar. Has a good base, he can really just save that TP and run back top if he wants to, and hold that TP for maybe something else like a bot dive.
Exactly, good advantage from him right now in the top lane. Looking at mid, this Vex and Graves, I'm excited to see the Vex and Graves. It looks like they'll have the most outplay potential for red team this game, looking to make plays around the map together.
Yeah, for sure. And
they could pop off.
Yep, absolutely. And Jarvan, knowing there's no flash though on the Vex, wants to punish it. Vex playing super careful. Seems like She smells something is up, but here comes Jarvan's window. The W is going to be a bit too early, but the knockup from Cho is going to miss. Still so much damage here, and they're just going to auto flash forward. That's first blood for the side of Aesir Squadron. Really well played, Arctic Viper, knowing that there's no flash on the Vex means a kill.
Really good play, punishing the Vex for blowing that flash after getting caught in the river. This is going to lead for a free dragon for red team.
Yeah,
Feeling
that's huge. So good job from Red to answer with that dragon, getting something back, and now Graves is going to pick up his mid wave. Graves is actually going to be pretty strong, picking up a lot of CS and XP here. Looks like a well Red option.
Vision of Red Side doing the dragon. I think Jarvan could have definitely got in the Raptors before walking to his offside.
Yeah, not punishing as much as he could have for sure. Has a window there. Also away from it, and it looks like they're both going to be around the Scuttle Crab at the same time now. Gray's backhand are respawning, the blue buff's up. We'll see if he looks to contest the Scuttle Crab. He's going to walk into top river. Still no flash from the Vex, but the midway is pushed down. He's going to just look to try to steal it, but it's going to go to Jarvan. That's actually a level 6 Jarvan now. Grace needs to be careful. He's down a whole level. Still has flash, choke out. There to follow up, and they're just going to clear out this pink ward in the bush.
And slow pushing, and it seems like he's 6. This could be a really big window to look for ults after crashing the wave.
Yeah, for sure. He's walking to top, and it looks like both junglers are going to converge onto this top lane. Graves just doing his Krug, Jarvan just clearing out vision, supporting his laners, making sure that they're able to farm up safely. He's still up a level on the Graves now. So watching to the lane, just looks to base, and here comes a root down onto the Jinx. The traps are going to be too late. The pull from the Renata is going to miss, but now Karma walks back into the traps and is forced to flash away. A lot of return damage going out to the Renata as well. It looks like about an even exchange onto both supports there, and the ADs are just going to look to now farm up the wave. Q going down onto the Jinx, but not enough damage.
Yeah, a bit of a scary moment there for Karma, walking in front of the Jinx traps, having to blow flash to escape. But no one losing their lives, so they'll live to tell the story.
Yeah, lives to tell the story indeed, but that is going to mean a flashless Karma, and Jarvan is level 6 on the bot side. So Wave is in a tough spot. They really want to get this wave pushed out and get a recall, but Karma is in a very scary position. Jungle's on the other side of the map, and she is half HP with no flash. Doing Krugs and then potentially, yeah, walking right into the bot side. River is pinked out, so they know that it's clear from vision. He's just going to sneak into this push. Has flash and ultimate himself, so can really just flash out. They can one-shot the Karma. Just has to go whenever he wants. Biding his time, waiting for the Karma to walk up. Probably playing this a little bit too safe. There's almost no possible way for Karma to escape this. Maybe he just wants to hold his flash and doesn't want to have to waste it, but here it comes. Interesting play. I think a little bit of a mistake, honestly, from Jarvan. He has flash, flag, drag combo, and there's no flash from the Karma. So, really no possible way for her to escape. Just the flash Jarvan ult.
Yeah, no summons means he can just flash Jarvan ult and should be free.
Yeah, I think a little bit overly passive. Maybe didn't want to blow the flash or something, but I think it's a lost opportunity to kill and does, you know, notably waste a lot of time just sitting in that bot lane bush.
Yeah, Graves coming down, checking it out, clearing some vision, seeing what the hubbub is all about. But now Jarvan approaching on the Graves.
And they're going to meet in the river. Jarvan and Graves fighting now. Graves needs to be careful. He still has flash, but so does Jarvan just to fall over, and he has ultimate too. He's just going to use the ult, and that's going to be a kill for the Jarvan. So doesn't get the kill on the Karma, but does end up getting it on the Graves, and this is going to mean they can just dive bot lane. I mean, they still have the Shen ultimate, and yeah, Jinx is just dead. And here comes the Shen ultimate. There's no flash in the Karma, actually, not Jinx. And Karma forced to run away. So a bit of a disaster here. Aesir Squadron really solid opening to game 2.
Yeah, Aesir Squadron, the repeat gank, loop around down the river. Didn't get what they wanted bot lane, but found a nice engage onto the Graves, who's not aware of the kill pressure.
And this is a lot of tempo off that ult actually. He didn't get anything, and Warren crushes a huge wave, gets some plates, and gets to back and spend all that gold.
Yep, I think that's something that Shen players maybe need to be a bit careful of is that ult isn't super necessary onto the bot lane. You can always hold a little bit longer, and if you look at that, he's down almost 30 CS now from that, and a lot of solo plates onto the horn for what was 2 kills, but not a super necessary ult. He also greeds and doesn't even use his TP back to top lane turret, so I think Shen may be being a bit greedy with resources there.
Yeah, not using all the tools available to him. Maybe we'll bite him in the ass, but we'll see.
Yeah, still 1.5 about gold lead for the side of Aesir Squadron. So they look to converge onto this dragon, want to start stacking early. First dragon did go to the side of Titan Gaming Cobalt, remember, so it's not really possible for Aesir Squadron to get that very, very early soul point like they did last time, but in any case, they'll take off that second dragon. It'll be an Inferno Soul in game 2 as well, so highly contested dragon soul for sure. For 2 late game scaling team compositions always makes up for an interesting game.
Yeah, objectives going across the map. TGC picking up the heralds and looking to steal the blue.
And
They do.
careful, yeah, and there's no flash though onto the Grace, but the Jarvan is going to be taken really low, but he's just so far up in levels, and the knockup from the Cho'Gath onto Vex means that she is going to have to run for her life. She has flash, but how much can she do? There's now a 3v2 here as Ornn is super strong, a level up on anyone in that fight, but you know, he's only Ornn, doesn't do a lot of damage. Jarvan's going forward. Ornn is just body blocking as much as he can. Now, Jarvan's super low, forced the flash away. Shen is now having to fight for his life, and this Ornn is just an absolute monster right now. Able to pretty much 1v3 and force them all away. Ult from the Jinx is going to come back, but not enough to kill anyone.
Yeah, Ornn, I think, an amazing counter to Jarvan. He can knock him up in his own ulti wall, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, super annoying champion for sure.
Yeah, Ornn with that Frostfire Gauntlet. Mythic items are strong.
Indeed. Yeah, Ornn, you know, we see that Shen going down in XP in gold from that bot lane play, and that really comes back to punish them in the top when Ornn is just an entire level in mythic item over the Shen.
I think Graves definitely had the right idea there. Trade Dragon for topside Rift, and then Rifting top, which would be really, really big if he could get it off pre-14 and make plays offside with his really, really strong Ornn, but it just seems like Jarvan's a bit too strong, forced to fight a bit too early before Ornn could rotate, and lost a lot of tempo off that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you saw Jarvan with a completed mythic. It's just pretty much impossible for anyone to fight. So, yeah, right idea for sure, but not able to pull that play off.
Yeah, it's tough to counter jungle from behind, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe just getting a little bit greedy, wanted to take some chances well instead of just going right for that top play. But the game stabilizes for a little bit. You see that Karma Cloak being really strong. This Jinx brought down low, but Jarvan's in the area looking to get off another gank. There's a word that will spot this now, so he'll just look to clear vision and walk back over to his spawning red buff. Graves going right back top lane. Shen taunts in now. Still has the flash. The Ornn is going to come down. Shen not able to flash away from that, and there is going to be a lot of damage flashing away here. Taken down to about 25% HP. Ornn does not care. He's just completely tanking the turret with no mana. Absolutely alpha.
The tank fights in the top lane, they're entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. Ragnar does not care, could not be bothered to wait for the minions. Goes right under the turret, and they take that top tier one. They still have the rift that they can put down too. So, big top lane play. It looks like Graves holding on to the rift, maybe looking to break mid with it before dragon spawns or something like this. Doing that in Power Rico. Yeah, this is big. TP's gonna come down from the side of the Vex, and this means that Vex can actually turn it. Big ultimate onto the Jinx is going to take it in. Jinx super low is going to die. I think the flash is just too late, but actually living for so long, so much sustain. The Renata W is coming down, needs to try to find a kill, is not able to in time, is so sad, but it's going to mean enough stalling happens for the Jarvan to just do work in this team fight. He finds 1, 2, and 3 kills as Jarvan's an absolute monster. Graves on the backside looking to do what he can to turn something good for the side of Titan Gaming Cobalt, but it's just too little too late. Ultimate comes down though and snipes out the Renata, so finds 1 kill back in return. But in general, big play for the side of Aesir Squadron. Cho'Gath is just hitting on this mid turret the whole time.
Good job by the Graves picking up a kill there at the end. Getting some value out of it.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the game, it's really hard for Vex to find executes because of Renata W.
Yeah, and you see the value is almost actually so much worse. I think the 1 auto from getting that reset with the Renata, and now Jarvan is just looking to fight the Gracers. Flash, but he's gonna flash a little bit into the wall. It's so sad, and Jinx ult over the top will find a kill. Jinx now really ramping up at that completed mythic item. Has the Kraken Slayer, 2 kills.
Yeah, looking very strong.
So, what are your thoughts on the Gale Force from the Kog'Maw instead of Kraken Slayer?
I dig it.
It's, yeah, I like it. If there's a way for him to dodge any of the CC and
Yeah.
potentially survive, then it's not bad.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Jinx, where she can build either depending on her support and then team comp. I
Yep.
love Gale Force. It makes, as an AD carry level, it makes AD carries playable. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. Just worry about whether or not they're honestly going to have the damage to just shred through the front line, because you know Kog'Maw hyper carry, but so is Jinx is going to be doing so much late game damage. And will they be able to shred the front line before Jinx just does work in the back line of Titan Gaming? We'll see. And looks like a little bit of bot lane trading happening. Good pull from the side of Renata. Gets some chunk onto the Titan Gaming bot lane.
Yeah, Jinx opting for the Kraken Slayer. We're gonna see if there's a difference, like you said, between the Gale Force and the Kraken Slayer. Cosmos, Kraken Slayer on his own, so we'll see how it works out.
For sure, and Jarvan looking to punish the Ornn. He's up pretty far. Has Flash, he's just gonna blow Flash early, but Jarvan's gonna ult over the top following him. Ragnar's a level up, but he's just by himself, can only do so much, and he's just caught out and dead. I think he maybe didn't realize the last one was up, so Flash is over, but good follow from Jarvan. He still has Flash, so I don't think too much Ragnar can do it, and they're just gonna take this right into the Rift Herald.
Aesir Squadron looking game 2 up 9-2. The gold difference is really close. Is that accurate?
Yeah, the gold difference is really small. I think just due to CS differential, if you look at the top mid, is huge. Vexal is going to come over now. Good W is going to find the Renata, and that means Jinx is most likely dead in response. Trendall is going to come in, but it's just not enough. Good roam from the Vex, noticing that they were making a play topside and using that window.
Really good job by Vex, noticing that really the only kill potential is bottom. They have a Cho'Gath, Zoe, and Shen. Not much can go on.
This is actually really big with Kog'Maw getting both kills. Huge tempo swing, I think.
Yeah, and if you look at the gold, it's now only a 300 gold difference. The Ornn is honestly an absolute monster. It's 2 levels over the side of Shen, which is huge, I think, especially having that tanky front line is big as another fight goes down now. The Jarvan ult is going to mean Graves goes down, but Ornn looking to kite away, like we said, he's so strong here. 2 levels over, Vex is here in response now, and Jarvan can only sustain so much damage. Ornn's going to find the knockup onto Jarvan. They're looking to chase him down. He's so low, flag and drag out, and he lives just about 1 HP. That is an absolute tragedy if you are Titan Gaming. Living.
Someone point out the absolute clutch Shen taunt during the Ornn ult, didn't get the
Get
headbutt.
the head, yeah, the 2.
Saves his life.
Monster play, a 500 gold cut down on the Jarvan there, and he lives with that. That is very sad if you're a Titan Gaming.
Yeah, it was a high impact play. That it was an ulti that could have saved the Graves' life, and it could have secured the kill as well on Jarvan.
Yeah,
That was a big play.
for sure. So Very close, but you do see the power of Ornn right there. I mean, he's just so strong. It looks like the vet's overstaying bot lane, force the flash away, but here comes the Gale Force from the Kog'Maw. Exhaust is gonna go down to stop his onslaught, and flashing away is the Renata. They maybe chase if they can, but it looks like that will be the end. As Jarvan is here hovering, trying to bait the Kog'Maw into walking up too far, and gonna look for an ultimate. Here he comes. He has a flag and drag the ult. There's still a flash from the Cogma. Now he splashes away, looks to kite back. W from Karma is going to mean Jarvan's rooted. What can they get back in response? It doesn't look like too much. Flash on the side of Karma traded for the Jarvan ult. Definitely worth it now. Kog'Maw is super vulnerable for this next dragon fight, so that is really important if you're the side of Aesir Squadron.
And nice play by the Jarvan, getting that flash off the Kog'Maw, setting them up for potential future's death.
Yeah, if Shen just stays top lane and keeps Ornn there with his ult and TP, they should just win since Red Side won't have a front line for this dragon fight. And on top of that, Kog'Maw has no flash.
Yeah, and it looks like Ornn is just going to sack all of his top lane prio to just walk down the dragon. They don't think they can afford to give this. I really think that Shen can just stay top and they can look to trade the turret for dragon. It's only second dragon, and if you remember, they already got one back. So it's only the second dragon for the side of Titan Gaming, but they're going to opt into this fight. This is a huge, very pivotal fight, I think, for both teams. Can really decide a lot of the next 10 minutes, honestly, of this game, depending on who wins. And Arctic Viper, I think, is a little bit overly ambitious trying to catch out the Kog'Maw. He knows he has no flash, but that's a huge two-man knockup, and now the flash is Kog'Maw just forced to sit into the Jarvan. Oh, he's going to go down instantly. So Jarvan dead. Jinx finding a kill and return onto the Vex with the ultimate, and now it's a 4v3, and Jinx is able to hit on the backline as Renata ult is huge value, forcing them all to hit each other. Graves taking so low, he can only do so much, finds a kill back onto Shen as he goes down. Ragnar is just a monster tank, but he's only tanky enough going forward, trying to get the Jinx, and he just lives barely 1 HP living, kiting back, and that is an Aesir Squadron wipe right there. Jinx, so much value, lives the Vex engage. Renata ultimate on the backside is huge.
Really good job by Jinx staying alive right to the end. That's what they needed. This whole team not relies on Jinx alive pretty much, so it's a good job by her. Amazing clutch Renata ulti. Jarvan picking up the kill on Kog'Maw. A couple good Shen taunts. Really good fight by Aesir Squadron.
Yeah, and you see how punishable the Kog'Maw is with no flash. I mean, Jarvan just pretty much sacrifices his life to make sure Kog'Maw doesn't get to play out the team fight, and it doesn't even matter. You know, if Jarvan dies, you still have so much damage from the Jinx. And honestly, this Cho'Gath, it hurts. I mean, it's a 13 Magi stack Cho'Gath. If those Qs land, it does a decent amount of damage onto squishy targets from Titan Gaming. So this Cho'Gath really kind of a monster pick right now.
Yeah, and the Kog'Maw really the only option to kill the tanks. There's not too much tank killing. I guess Graves with Lord Doms is the only other option. Ornn, I guess, is okay. But it's not looking good right now for Titan Gaming.
For sure. Alright, and it looks like both teams kind of converging into the top lane river. Ornn is going to come through, finds the Renata, and it's just blown up. Good pick right there from the side of Titan Gaming. Maybe looking to take this
Actually,
into...
really big, because all Aesir had to do was have Shen go bot and then pressure their bot tower, and once they rotate for it, they just get Baron for free.
Yeah, so this is huge. It actually means Titan Gaming Cobalt is just able to start up this Baron, and there's pretty much no response from Aesir Squadron. I don't think, do they even know if they're doing Baron, or they're just opting to give it. I mean, it's definitely hard to contest. And Jinx is going to scout that out and show, and Cho'Gath just trying to push down mid, able to get what he can in response, but it's not going to be very much. Gets the midway push under his Shen, pushes in bot. But that, yeah, monster pick from Ragnar right there means Baron for the side of Titan Gaming.
Follow-up grabbing that objective. Game 2, 15-7. The gold lead is still really close, but the Baron buff, let's see if it'll make a difference.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge tempo swing now. as they take Baron, and this Kog'Maw starting to ramp up into the late game. Jinx still really strong though, and Vex is going to start to hurt. But it looks like they're able to find a huge pick, but oh my goodness, that blast cone is just such a hero. That is very sad if you're Jarvan. Actually baits out 2 ults, meaning this mid lane fight is going to be very difficult for Aesir Squadron. They don't have the Renata or the Jarvan ult, and they need to be careful. They cannot go in onto this Horn. He's incredibly tanky. Good ult from the Vex into the backside, brings both the Renata and the Jinx super low. He's forced to run away. W from Renata is going to save him for only so long, but not long enough. Shut down onto the Jinx means that this is just a Titan Gaming fight. It looks like so much damage coming from the Kog'Maw, managing to just free hit untouched entirely, and that is a huge team fight win for Titan Gaming Cobalt.
That is the power of Ornn right there. Takes the full engage, shrugs it off, and leaves his team for victory. That's what I like to see.
Look at
really big. Aesir using up all of their cooldowns and getting re-engaged on.
yeah, monster play right there from the side of Titan Gaming, and look at how tanky this Ornn is. He took the entire just combo from Aesir Squadron, and I think 4 turret shots, and he's not even half HP. So this Ornn is proving to be a very difficult target for the side of Aesir Squadron. But yeah, getting too greedy. They blew 2 ultimates trying to pick in the bot lane river, and then look to still fight mid lane down ultimates into a Baroned up team comp. So I think maybe a little bit overly ambitious, a little bit overly confident from this game 1 victory possibly, but need to be a little bit more careful and choose their fights better than that.
Exactly. It looked like it was a very tilting blast cone.
And I think in terms of itemization, I'd like to see Redemption and Night's Vow over the Thornmill and the Wardens.
From the bench.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
their team is relatively tanky, so going Redemption gives a lot more effective HP. Huge
the
shield
wa-
on the Jinx.
Warden's Mill is weird because Kog'Maw doesn't even build a lot of crit, so I don't actually think it gives tons of value, but yeah, the redemption really is huge for the Jinx. Needs to just sustain as much as he can.
Yeah, maybe building Frozen Heart, but that's an awkward component. Or an ulti going down. No follow through.
Early, they may be looking for something to opt away from it. They're just going to try to take this Dragon Wheel, have a good setup, and huge 3-man Jarvan ultimate. Shen brought into the middle of the team, instantly shut down his Graves. Mercy is fighting for her life. Really good movement here on the backside. Actually is able to survive the entire dive though. So Kog'Maw still up in a 4v2 now for Titan Gaming. This is huge. Kog'Maw just free hitting. The Cho'Gath is big, but not big enough, and that's a 4-for-1 wipe on the side of Titan Gaming Cobalt. Huge play from Mercy right there, kiting for her life on the Kog'Maw. You see the Gale Force value there. They actually thought she was dead, and she Gale Forces away at the end. Monster play from Titan Gaming.
Really amazing team fight by Titan Gaming. Swinging the game back. Fighting for the series. Not going to go down without a fight. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, Kog'Maw manages to survive in the backline while they overcommit and just wipe their teammates.
Yeah, I think the big greedy, they had Kog'Maw so low, and both the Jarvan and I think it was Shen just stopped hitting the Kog'Maw. I think they thought the other person was going to kill him, and that didn't happen, and then Kog'Maw did so much damage. You also see the Gray starting to kind of hurt now. He's at the 2 items past the Lord Doms.
Yeah, I think that Gale Force is huge value, that fight for Kog'Maw, keeping him alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ornn just buys so much time being so tanky with his 3 items, and on top of that, his ult CC plus Vex CC on their backline just buys so much time for Kog'Maw to DPS.
Yeah, it's really huge. And you see, once the issue with the Jarvan Shen combo is that the backline is pretty much left entirely undefended. It's just the Cho'Gath. The Cho'Gath doesn't have the CC to really feel out the Jinx long enough. So the Vex and the Graves is doing massive work onto the backline. Huge play from Titan Gaming, really executing the team fights well.
Kog'Maw just finished his 4th item, and he's starting to get Ornn items to really big.
Fun little note, I believe our technical issue was that my microphone was just literally backwards, so we have that sorted out though. It is crazy what having your microphone in the right direction does.
I like it. Ornn vision in the Baron pit.
All right.
Like the man of the century, that's for sure. Both teams clearing and posturing for vision. Here's Kog'Maw, looking deadlier and deadlier by the minute. Gonna have a lot of weight to carry. Killing this huge front line. Cho'Gath, Shen, J4. Perfect job for Kog'Maw, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got so Kog'Maw opting for the Randuin's, looking to just be a little bit more tanky and survivable. Don't hate that. And TP coming down, they're looking like they just want to fight mid again. Posturing for this Baron. Titan Gaming trying to just end this game as quickly as they can. Want to fight this Baron. They know how strong the Kog'Maw is, now sitting at 4 items.
Point, I think Red side just wins front to back. Kog'Maw has 4 items with Randuin's and he's really hard to kill. The only people
Yep.
that can catch him are Orange, what they call the Shen, J4, and Cho'Gath.
Yeah, but a good pick from Renata is going to take the Graze really low, but it's just not enough. There's so much damage, but big driving out over the top. Maybe it means something. Jinx trying to free hit, but really it's just doing absolutely nothing to Titan Gaming. You see how strong their front line is. Flash forward from the Vex, and that is going to mean Titan Gaming coming out with a huge team fight win. And yeah, like you said, they can just play front to back. Shen wasn't even in that team fight, I don't think. So yeah, it's a little bit unlucky if you're Aesir Squadron. I think Titan Gaming has just scaled so really strong. I mean, Graze living through that entire team fight when they blew 3 ultimates on him. The Vex is so huge, and Kog'Maw is almost untouchable at this point.
Yeah, really great execution. Kog'Maw looking untouchable, like you said. Shredding everyone that looks at him.
Yeah, so the Kog'Maw is now just getting so much value. He's really scaled into the late game, and I think the window to punish for Aesir Squadron has kind of disappeared. The huge lead that we saw in the Cho'Gath doesn't really matter anymore. He's now 2 levels down on this Graves, who is sitting at 3.5 completed items. He can really handle so much damage. He has the what do you call it? The shield bow and the bloodthirster. So much sustain, and the Lord Doms to shred the front line. So difficult spot for Aesir Squadron. But Egro needs to be really careful. It's just face checking a bush. Here comes the ultimate onto Mercy. She's just completely by herself, but actually gets a kill back somehow. This Kog'Maw is kind of just a monster, and a huge 3-man Orno is going to mean Graze flash forward onto the Jinx. The Renata W there, but it's not going to be able to find a kill back. Now they're all forced to hit each other for a little bit, as the Renata ult is just too late. And somehow Kog'Maw actually trades a 1-for-1 kill 1v4. So that's a bit sad. Ultimate from Vex over the top is going to pick off the stragglers left of Aesir Squadron as Titan Gaming marches into their base, looking to take this into a game 3. Huge team fight win right there. They have the Baron. It's a 4v2, and there's only so much this Cho'Gath and Shen can do to respond to it.
Yeah, really insane damage by Kog'Maw. I think he's sleeper OP right now, especially with Gale Force. His weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. Cho taken really low. They're back up, but they're all just going to ignore them and hit the base. In Titan Gaming, Cobalt bouncing back from that game 1 loss, looking solid in these game 2 team fights. Huge win right there. Hey, and that means we get our wish. We're going to have a game 3. So really exciting game. Aesir Squadron still coming out of the gate really strong. I think they played the early game well. They got leads that they wanted. But, you know, what we said, their late game macro, their late game decision making, and team fighting looked a bit iffy, and I think this Titan Gaming composition was just a lot more set up to deal with those late game scenarios.
Yeah, I think both games I went away thinking, wow, Ornn is OP. No matter what he's doing, he's game changing. Like, let's not forget why everyone had those items. It's because
Yeah.
he just walked through all their entire engage and counter engage back on them. So well played by him. Well played by Ornn in the first game. High impact champion right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, we were all wrong. We said we liked the blue side draft a lot more because of Kog'Maw just being too, you know, immobile and easy to kill. But once it got to late game and they had the front line, it just meant that they couldn't kill. And honestly, really well played on the side of TG Mercy. There were a couple team fights when she was taken so incredibly low, but managed to survive, was kiting so well, putting out so much damage, really great positioning and movement in those team fights. giving so much value, and then the Vex able to find backline targets and angles like that. So really well played team fighting, I think, from the side of Titan Gaming.
Sure, it's a great game. Series at 1-1.
Yeah, Ragnar definitely deserves MVP that game. Him
Yeah.
finding that pick and then getting a free Baron and punishing Shen in laning phase for ulting away, and then
Yeah,
just playing team fights really well.
yeah, absolutely a huge game from Ragnar. I mean, maybe not the most noticeable. I obviously just talked about Mercy on the Kog'Maw, but like you said, I think honestly when Shen TP's bottom on that dive, it's actually such a huge swing in the game because they get kills, but Ragnar is from that play up about 30 CS and I think 2 or 3 turret plates, which means he's just completely unkillable for the next 25 minutes of the game. And then that pick into the Baron was huge, and playing team fights really well, great front line, and just absolute monster on those tank picks. So great game from Ragnar. We're gonna have game 3 in just a moment. We'll take a quick break. Go vote for All Stars if you haven't yet. Do it.
Ooh, I'm voting for you, Joel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Vote for Ragnar, man. We're good when you are, Zach. All right, and welcome back to Game 3. I hope you have your popcorn ready. This is going to be the deciding game of the series, whether Titan Gaming will take their first series loss. They've already got their first game loss, but let's see. Derek will not be with us for Game 3. Had to go unexpectedly, but Victor and I will bring you the Game 3 action. And right off the bat, we have some bans for you. Titan Gaming going back to the MF, Pharrell, and the Zillion, and the same bans from the side of Aesir Squadron, Udyr, Hecarim, and Corki. And the first pick, Jarvan. So what do you think about the Jarvan priority?
Jarvan's not bad, but he can definitely be countered by a lot of things past P1. I'm still surprised that there's no Ornn ban.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just potentially giving the Ornn. I mean, I would not be surprised if red side just picks the Ornn right here. Yeah, okay. So it looks like it might just be a mirror draft. I'm honestly surprised that the Jarvan gets first picked from the side of Titan Gaming, because I think Ornn was just such an incredibly good answer into it. Maybe
either jungle or ADC or another flex pick.
Yep. It could go to the, well, they could go to the Karma. I don't know if they play Karma mid, but they also could go to just an ADC. I mean, honestly, I assume what maybe this tells me is that Titan Gaming has something prepared. Yeah. So Mordekaiser and Vex.
It could be a Shen support flex, and then they just counterpick the Mordekaiser and counterpick the mid lane, and then Shuji.
That would, yeah. That would actually be absolutely 5-head drafting. I would love to see that. The Shen support I actually think would get tons of value here too. I think with Jarvan too, and I think with Shen support's roam potential, you could just pick, yeah, I would love to see counter pick onto the Mord and then just have that Shen, you know, go top and just punish the Mordekaiser for being a fairly immobile champion. But we'll see what they opt into. Viego here picked up from Aesir Squadron.
Surprised they picked the Viego here into Mordekaiser, because Mordekaiser can just
Yeah.
get him out of team fights, or he has to pay the 1300 gold tax.
Yeah, which is going to, in any case, you know, slow down his spike. So yeah, we'll see if they have an answer for the Mordekaiser. I mean, it seemed like Titan Gaming knew that the Ward was going to get, or the Ornn was going to get picked, and they wanted it. Is the Ornn v Mord matchup bad for Ornn?
Yeah, it's pretty bad for Ornn. Because Mordekaiser should be able to just run him down.
Yeah.
In
Makes
lost team fights.
That makes sense. Alright,
send Ornn mid against the Vex and just have him farm Vex and every Pokemon, and they just let Ornn heal for free.
Yeah. I think a better, I think the Viego jungle is going to be a bit tough. I mean, they have the Shen to help him, but like you said, you just get more ulted and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. So 380 carries getting banned, and the Karma means the AD pool is, the bot lane pool in general is just super limited. There's already been 3 bot lane champions banned on the side of Titan Gaming, so it's 5 bans targeted at the Aesir Squadron bot lane. We'll see what they end up going with here. There's very few champions left over, so Var is picked up. And then they're gonna hold support for last pick. I mean, right off the bat, I think Aesir Squadron just has no damage in their draft. And Vayne in response from the side of Titan Gaming. Oh, actually a Lulu, so we'll see what they end up locking in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about blind pick Varus into Jarvan. They keep picking these champions that have no mobility into Jarvan.
Into Jarvan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be a lethality. Varus, I mean, I don't know, on-hit Varus I don't think is very good right now, and the only thing you could maybe build to make it a bit better would be the Gale Force, but this is tough. I think there's just no damage on the side of Aesir Squadron. The Janna to, you know, try to help disengage, I don't think is bad. It's a good answer into Jarvan, but I just don't see any real consistent damage coming through, and there's not actually a lot of really good CC to lock down that Vayne, and with the Lulu to boost them up, it just means it's really, really difficult for them to kill Vayne in late game team fights.
what I wanted to see here was instead of Varus, they pick Vayne and they send Vayne top, and then they just pick Ziggs bottom with Shen. Because Ziggs can just perma farm, and Shen can press aura on the Vayne if they decide to camper. And Vayne is incredibly good into Mordekaiser, and just snowball the game and skill.
Yeah, that would have been huge. And honestly, you know, if they opt for like an enchanter like the Lulu, the Ziggs does so well into it. Any type of shielding champion like that, AoE damage is so huge. And just the bot lane priority you get will also give a lot of room for the Shen to just be a roaming presence around the map. So the Varus blind is a bit weird. You know, maybe they feel confident in the pick to be able to win the lane, but we'll see. I also, the Janna and Varus is weird to me because I don't think they ever actually really get to punish the weaker laning phase of Titan Gaming. I actually think Vayne just kind of gets to scale for free. Varus poke is a bit annoying, but it's nothing too crazy, and the Janna won't really have tons of value in the lane. So we'll see how this plays out.
Grasp again this game.
Or yeah, or does have the grasp into the range matchup with the exhaust. So I'm surprised he's not just taking unsealed spellbook and going TP or something, or exhaust, I guess. But we will see. Both teams just looking to set up this 5-point defensive line. Viper face checking for a ward though. Isn't going to mean too much as Varus puts down a ward in response, scouting out that entrance. So not too much information from either team scouted out at level 1. Some poke like onto the Viego.
Neither of these words actually really do anything, and just a waste.
Yeah, I mean they're both just going to be completely avoided by the junglers. They won't even see where they start. So I think maybe scared of a late invade. Aesir Squadron puts that word down, but yeah, neither team has a particularly strong level 1. So Ornn versus Vex into the mid lane matchup. He also has bone plating, it looks like. Interesting. So kind of tough. He also started Corrupting Potion. I mean, this might actually prove to be kind of an annoying lane for the Ornn, based on his level 1 setup. I mean, I don't know if Corrupting is better than Doran Shield, but I would think the sustain from Doran Shield would be pretty valuable with second win. Jarvan looking for a level 2 gank onto the bot lane. Janna has that Q scale? No, he doesn't. I think he scaled actually the shield. Yeah, and the flash forward to follow is going to be eaten up by the shield, and a lot of damage now onto the Viper in response. So big play, but that just means that Janna is almost one shot and not able to play this lane. This is a good invade from Viego, looking to try to kill the Jarvan, going to Raptors. Knows he has no flash. I really like this play. He's going to look for a pick here and walks away just a little bit too early. Oh, he had the right idea, but now it's going to get collapsed on Ornn, not able to move, and now he has to force the flash.
Yeah, usually if you see enemy jungle go for level 2 gank, you just full clear and you just win off tempo if he doesn't get a kill.
Yeah.
He goes for the gamble of contesting Raptors, and it seems like he lost on the gamble.
Yeah. And now he's going to get punished as Jarvan's pretty much just going to have the same time. We'll be a little bit behind, but Viego skipping over Wolves, Jarvan opting to take Raptor, so he'll be a little bit quicker to the early top crab, and if they want to fight that, he can. Mid lane. Vex low on mana though, but a lot of health being taken away from this Ornn.
Yeah, Ornn doesn't seem like he will be able to crush the wave, and Vex will just perma thin it.
Yeah. And he has no TP to get back, so he's, you know, he's going to try to build items, but really has no way to bail himself out of this lane, and is just going to be stuck here forever. Once Vex gets a good base, is also going to have so much more roam potential, so I think this Vex pick is just going to be really big right now, and Ornn doesn't really have a way to shut it down. Jarvan taking the top crab, as Viego looking to clear out Krugs. Their bot lane is going to be in a really tough spot too. Titan Gaming already getting a base now, and Janna has no flash. They want to be able to crash this wave, but they're going to have to push one more wave. So Vayne down level has the boots and potion advantage over the Varus, and no real window right now for Aesir Squadron to back. So it's early game much more slow pace, but now Ragnar in a little bit of trouble. The stun's going to land from the Viego into the taunt from Shen. Is so much damage now. Ragnar flashing away under turret, and a good escape. The shield is so massive, actually. Allows him to live through that. There's no flash from the Viego. to follow up. So big escape from Ragnar, avoiding that gank and living with his life. Has TP to just go right back to lane.
Yeah, Mystic actually played that really well, dodging the E and holding his W and landing everything.
Yeah. Big play. So no flash from Ragnar. We'll see if they are able to punish that.
Vex
Alright.
crashed a huge wave and is looking for a play bot side.
Yeah, good roam timer right here. They know that this bot lane needs to crash the wave and try to get out, but it looks like they see it on a ward, so they're able to go back safely. But the wave is in kind of a tough spot if you're the side of Aesir Squadron. Vayne already has a CS lead, and this Varus needs to find a base window at some point, and there is still no flash on the side of the Janna. So this is not...
Does not find anything, and Orange just get out of jail free card. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is big. I mean, neutralizing the lane for Orange for sure, but this Vayne, you know, if you're a Vayne trying to scale into late game, this is exactly where you want to be. Now Jarvan's going to look for something, misses the flag and drag combo, but there's still no flash onto the side of Janna. I mean, she's just going to die to auto attack. First blood over to the Vayne, but here comes the Ornn in the Viego looking to pick something up. In return, there's no flash on the Jarvan right here, and he doesn't have a combo. Flash forward, good condemn from Vayne is going to stall the Viego engage, and that is going to mean Titan Gaming just comes out with the kill for nothing. So big play right there. Able to punish the flash to Strana.
Yeah, this is really huge for Titan Gaming. On top of getting a kill, Orin loses so much tempo from it.
Yeah, the advantage he had entirely made up. Flag and Drag's going to land onto the Varus. Viego on the backside looking to find something, but nothing will end up from that. But yeah, this is tough. I mean, Vayne has a CS lead and a kill lead into this bot lane that they picked the Varus, so I assume they had some plan with it, but it doesn't seem to be doing much right now in lane.
Yeah, they just have to play for level 6 and just look for ults and fix with Viego, and just to force every time Rainsel pushes towards him.
Yeah. There is no flash in the Vayne now or cleanse, so they do have a window. They will have a window at level 6 to try to look for that all-in. We'll see if they're able to find it. Vayne backing now has a completed Noon Quiver with the dagger and boots. Really strong just to the Noon Quiver of Varus. So Varus is actually going on hit too. It's not lethality.
Shen is actually level 6 now. They can very well make plays once Valen hits 6. They just have to press R into the Lulu or Vayne with Viego and Shen ults.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be huge, and they are still pushing this wave, so there's going to be a really good dive opportunity, and they do have a level advantage, so they just need to deny Titan Gaming access to this wave and not let them thin it out, not let them prevent the crash, but we will see. Here we go, playing up the Varus, just looking to farm for level 6. Shen has a good window, and blocking Titan Gaming from really being able to thin out this wave. So much bot lane priority this game as Viego starts to path down towards bottom. Jarvan's running towards top, so maybe we'll see something at the Rift Herald, but
Dragon is alive, they have a lot of bot lane pro, and they have Shen ults, so we could be seeing a game-changing play right here.
yeah, this is huge. The Vex is sitting in the tri-bush on a pink ward though. I like this play, it's a good counter. He's just gonna go, the ult goes wide. That is very tragic, and that means that he's going to miss an entire wave on mid for this. For nothing. I mean, he's there to cover a potential dive, but loses
Laners are making plays where they both lose tempo. And
yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, and somehow it's evening itself out, I guess, but neither of them have really been able to find any window yet, so we'll see. This early game really just slow, it seems like. But I think the scaling really focuses Titan Gaming, so it's a bit tough. Alright, Egro needs to be careful. Can't walk up like this, she's just Lulu. And there's level 6 onto the Varus. Flash away and flash forward from the Varus. Yeah, that's a huge play. Great. Well done right there. Punishing the Lulu for walking up way too far.
All the signs are saying don't fight. They're both level 6, they have slow push wave. And Lulu just wants to fight.
The Lulu on the fight, getting a little bit bored perhaps, and now they still have the Shen ult, so this is huge. I think that Aesir Squadron should just take any fight they can get. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 at best, and Vayne is catching a huge bot wave, so that means free dragon for the side of Aesir Squadron. A huge punish right there from Aesir Squadron, punishing the over-aggression of Lulu. There's no flash from the Janna, but Jarvan flashing forward and just gets cancelled by the Janna Q. That is the power of the Janna pick into Jarvan. It is very difficult to find that flag and drag angle.
Yep.
Alright, Ragnar walking down from top to mid, maybe looking for something here. Not much going on though. He'll just walk back to, yeah, putting down a ward. He'll just walk back to catch top wave. So he already has a almost 20 CS lead over the Shen, and Shen actually has not left lane at all. So this is just basically a CS lead from better wave management and just last hitting mechanics from Ragnar. So, you know, playing this top lane really, really well. He already got ganked, absorbed some jungle pressure, and is still managing to find the lead.
Seems like Shen is not able to crush this wave, and Mordekaiser can just perma-freeze. Otherwise, Shen will just die if he walks up.
Yeah, it's really a huge play, and you know, Jarvan is on the top side hovering. Shen is just doing what best he can to try to kill the last minions, but he can just tank the wave. This is a bit of a disastrous position for the side of Aesir Squadron. The Shen is just going down perpetually in farm, and Jarvan looking to walk top now to cover this. The Viego trying to help his top laner, but just goes for the pink, and he's just going to leave and walk back towards bottom, which means that Mordekaiser has all this time to keep freezing.
The only problem with Mordekaiser freezing is if Shen gets to play bot side or mid with his ults.
Yep, exactly, but it doesn't really look like they're even looking for anything, so Mordekaiser not getting punished at all. And, well, he can, I mean, if he tracks the Shen, he can just ult him out of his ult, right?
Yeah, Viego should definitely be spending all of his time mid and bot. If he goes top, he does not get anything. He can't
Yep.
help top because Mordekaiser has ults. And they really want to play with the Shen ult bot side.
Yeah, so it looks like Titan Gaming is actually the first team to make this play on bot. They know that there's no flash in the Varus, and they're just sending 4 people here. Viego's here to cover, and Ord is just going to crash a bot wave, or mid wave, excuse me. Walking in the river now. They need to be a bit careful. The Viego's going to get engaged on by the Jarvan, and he's just dead. No one to cover. So much damage coming out.
Yeah, I
Sage
really like how
checking.
Mordekaiser is breaking the freeze and still pushing the wave here while they make a play bot side, so Shen can ult without losing everything.
Yeah, really, really good coordination right now from the side of Titan Gaming Cobalt. They're just executing this really well, and now that they have the wave crash on top, they're going to look to dive bot possibly. And at least forcing this Ornn to come down and help absorb the pressure, and he's going to just drop a mid wave. So honestly, really good execution from the side of Titan Gaming. They're playing this macro early game really well, and denying Viego any options into the game.
Yeah, as long as they recognize their only Titan's only lose condition is Viego flipping plays bot lane with Varus ults, and all they have to do is ping pong waves and let Vayne scale.
Yeah, exactly, and that's pretty much exactly what's happening. Vayne is, you know, we'll probably have a CS lead assuming she gets this wave as Varus has to back, but and there's a massive 30 CS gap in the top lane, so this Mordekaiser is so strong.
Yeah, when Mordekaiser gets Riftmaker, he should be uncontested top, and he should just have perma-prow while they play 4 people bot side or 4 people mid, and just have Mordekaiser spin on the opposite end.
Yeah, exactly, and it just doesn't look like right now that Aesir Squadron will have the damage to shred through this Titan Gaming team. And the Mordekaiser ult as well is going to be so much value into team fights, and just being able to deny the Shen from ulting across the map. So this early game going, I think, exactly as Titan Gaming wants. They don't have a super aggressive early game comp, so they want to really just let the game scale, and that's what seems to be happening here. Janna needs to be careful. Can't super just walk up onto the Vayne, but Alright, and every time that they try to maybe crash a wave on bot and look for a play, there's always someone coming bot from the side of Titan Gaming to hover it. Every single time there's jungle, there's mid, they're always there to cover this play. So I really like this Titan Gaming macro early. Like, you know, they're identifying the one win condition of Aesir Squadron, like you said, flipping bot plays, and then just always having people there to cover.
I think this would have been really good if Diego was bot side, because if Vex crashes the wave, walks spots, doesn't get anything. Ornn crashes the wave, and they can potentially look to pinch them on Dragon if Ornn ults and Diego's there, but for some reason he was trying to make a play topside against Mordekaiser.
Yeah, it seems like the Viego may be a bit lost, doesn't really know exactly what he needs to do, maybe a bit frustrated from just so much bot lane coverage from the side of Titan Gaming. Doesn't really recognize the windows he has right now, so he's just farming up his camps, maybe trying to scale into the late game.
Yeah, this game is just a ticking time bomb. Vayne is just scaling really, really hard. Every second that goes by that they don't punish her is just kind of doomed.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, Titan Gaming playing the spot lane well. Yeah, 1 kill on the Vayne, even in CS, so... And Varus is just going to get permanently outscaled, and this Vex is bottom lane again every single time. And looks like Ornn now trying to match, and here's Viego. So finally they're bringing some people down to actually just match this play, but there's so much vision control in the bot lane river because Viego has been topside the whole game that this play is going to get scouted out super early, and now Ornn is forced to flash as the Vex ult comes over the top, and Jarvan is right there to follow up with the ultimate, and that means another kill going over to the side of Titan Gaming. And they're just going to invade his jungle now. They know that Gromp's up and Ornn is dead. There's the Shen ult that they need to be careful about, but with the wave under his turret and him forced to reset, they're not too worried.
Yeah, Mordekaiser's CS lead is just scoring by the minute.
Yeah,
looking really, really good for Titan Gaming.
Yeah, over 40 CS up and actually might just kill him right there. And Jen needs to be careful. Invade onto the wolf camp from Titan Gaming. 3 people are there instantly, and then the Viego is just dead. And again, it's a good invade timed with the top lane aggression, so Shen has no windows to ult right now. I mean, every time that they're making a play on bot lane, Ragnar crashing at top wave and looking to skirmish with the Shen, just giving him no possibilities to ult on the other side of the map. Shen needs to be careful right now. He might just get killed under the turret by Ragnar. He's going to ult the flash forward. Flash, yeah. Big play. Ragnar is just huge top lane difference right now, I would say.
They have a huge tempo lead, and they're scaling really hard. It's looking really, really rough for Aesir.
Yeah, and it's just a team fight. It's a team composition from Aesir Squadron that is already really low in damage, so when they get behind like this early, it's so difficult for them to really do anything in team fights. At this point, I don't even know if they have the damage to kill the Vayne.
Especially with a champion like Viego, who's really, really reliant on getting resets and executing people. Doesn't seem like they have the damage for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, the Viego pick is kind of weird like that. Because they don't really have anyone else to help burst down a target for a reset. It's just Varus. I mean, it's Varus and maybe Ornn and Shen doing a little bit of damage, but kind of tough. And they don't have the most consistent engage, I would say, either. There's so much kite ability from Titan Gaming. With the Vayne, they have the Lulu to ulti any target that does possibly get low, so.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about picking Viego with this Ornn mid. Usually you want to pair Viego with something high tempo mid and just take over the game, something like Twisted Fates.
Yeah, exactly.
Roaming Assassin.
And also something with consistent CC that you can just chain your combos into and find one target to kill.
Yep.
But with that being said, Titan Gaming looking to invade the bot lane jungle now, and Jarvan is... Or Viego, excuse me, so sad. You know, really just getting contained right now. They know where he is at all times, and has almost no windows into the game right now. They're really forcing him back, and now Jarvan's just going to look for an engage. TP from the Ornn is going to come down as the Jarvan ult goes over the top or Mordekaiser, excuse me. Viego forced to flash away under his own turret. The Vex ult's gonna come in. It finds the Viego. He's gonna be under turret. Big Janna ultimate, healing him up and kiting him in. And maybe now a window for Aesir Squadron as they're kind of caught between two turrets, but this Mordekaiser is just a monster, finding the blast cone over the wall. 1 kill onto the Janna. Vayne's able to free it. There's absolutely no one to kill her. Shen ultimate is going to come in, but that's just another person for Vayne to kill right here. And now there's just 2 members, Viego and Varus, forced under their tier 1 bot lane turret as 5 members of Titan Gaming come to finish them off. There goes Varus flashing away, and they're just going to reset and turret dive the Viego. It's an absolute disaster if you're Aesir Squadron right there, and you see how much that top lane advantage meant. I mean, the Shen tries the ult in later, but this Mordekaiser is just too strong. They knew they had the tempo advantage, and they execute on that jungle invade and punish Aesir Squadron for trying to respond.
Aesir was already at a huge disadvantage, and now after that play, I think it just seals the deal. I think they're completely out of the game unless some miracle play happens.
Yeah, it's really just in the hands of Titan Gaming Cobalt to not throw right now. They almost don't have to do anything, and the game's over. They have better scaling. You know, they have early objective control, early turrets. So, really good spot.
Opting for the Kraken, which in previous patches would have been really troll, but after the nerfs on Shield Bow, maybe might start being good again.
Yeah, I agree. It's also almost like who even kills Vayne at this point, so has so much peony, so accelerated from the game. Honestly, could probably just go with a third defensive item if you want, something like Randuin's, or it's an on-hit Var, so maybe Randuin's, or I don't know, whatever he wants probably at this point. And now Arctic Viper is forced to run away from Ragnar as he's in the ult, and Ragnar smacks him down. Yeah, oh man, this is just a monster Mordekaiser pick.
Yeah, really big. Picking Mordekaiser into Shen. Aesir definitely could have gone counter picks in every lane if they wanted to, but
yeah, and
putting the Shen top instead of support.
Yeah, I think the Ornn flex worked really well in the first game, but it doesn't look like it actually got tons of flex value because they haven't put it anywhere besides mid. So it seems like maybe a bit predictable and not really utilizing as much flex potential as they could have on the red side. And I think Titan Gaming is just punishing that really hard.
I think the Ornn pick is fine. It's just that it doesn't synergize with their jungle well. They should have picked
Right.
something else on R3
Right.
instead of Viego. Potentially maybe a farming jungler like Karthus, and he just full clears, and then they just scale.
Yeah. I think Karthus, maybe Graves could have been really good. But he goes for the Viego, so we will see. Aesir Squadron still having, you know, pick potential with the Varus and bot lane. They're just going to keep looking for plays. That's really, it seems like their only hope right now is just trying to find some kind of kill, but Jarvan is here and there's no flash right now onto the Varus. The Q from Janna goes down. That is just going to mean a dead Varus right here. It's very unfortunate now. Vayne is able to free hit as Arctic Viper tries to come in from the side to do something, but really has no window into that fight. There's just 4 members right there. TP from the Vex to cover, and you just see this huge tempo advantage being abused. And right now Shen can't do anything. He's sitting under his tier 2 top, just trying to find waves as Vex and Mordekaiser roam around the map.
They can just look to reset shove in and then walk to Baron here, and potentially just close out the game.
Yeah, exactly. They're just trying to get everything they can. Should be careful overstaying mid. They don't really need to do anything here. Better to just take a base and walk to Baron, like you said. They're just going to take all their jungle camps though and really choke out this Aesir Squadron team. I think all of these games have been just such a huge top performance. I mean, both teams playing so much around the bot side, but Aesir Squadron's top laner not able to find the same leads top that Ragnar did, and it ends up being so punishing when so many resources are being put into bot, and Ragnar is able to just find these passive leads in the top lane from CS, and every time there's a team fight or any type of skirmish, it just kind of goes the side of Titan Gaming.
I think the only hope Aesir has right now is to find a window where they can reset really early and then try and find a pick while Titan Gaming is on reset or shoving on side lanes. Maybe look to just perma reset and catch all the bounties on Viego.
Yeah, for sure. But they're just kind of all hovering around bot side. Maybe they want to find the counterplay, but I just think they're not as strong right now. They're just going to get wiped if they do this. Viego hovering in the bot side, looking to maybe get a pick as Ornn walks down as well. Jarvan just going to sweep out all of this vision and wait for Dragon to spawn. And the Titan Gaming vision control is just massive right now. They pretty much know exactly where Aesir Squadron is on the map at all times.
Yeah, it seems like Titan's just gonna get Dragon into Baron, into reset and end.
Yep. And they take this Baron incredibly fast right now. So there's a Dirk on the side of Vayne. I don't know what she's building that into. Maybe an Edge of Night?
Maybe.
I hope it's an Edge of Night.
Definitely a bird item for sure.
Yeah. I suppose Edge of Night isn't bad because nothing except the Varus ult can really pop it if she's able to dodge the Qs. So that's really the only way she gets picked, possibly. And she has the cleanse as well, so probably not the worst, but we'll see. And they're going to start out this Baron. I mean, I think they can be way more confident. There are 2 people bot side from Aesir Squadron. They just win a 4v5, and Vex has TP coming up. So a bit weird that they're just backing off that Baron, but playing it on the safer side, not looking to throw anything.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want a 50-50 with Viego over the wall, but I think
Yeah.
they definitely could have just birded it and potentially just looked to jump over if Viego showed.
Yeah, and you have the Mord ult too, so you can really just have Mordekaiser ult him and then kill him.
Yep, Mordekaiser just stands next to the wall and presses R.
Yeah.
And they saw Jaina very spot side too.
Yeah. So I think a little bit of a miss window for Titan Gaming. It won't be super costly as they're just a scaling composition.
Okay, they crush another midwave and Vex is starting to knock on the doors of tier 2.
Alright, and here's a big engage timing now from the Jarvan. He sees the Viego sitting on the ward. Ult's gonna go down from both Jarvan and Viego. They know that Viego has to back, so I think this is a great window to just run Baron. They have midway priority, and they see 3-4 members now of Aesir Squadron, excuse me. They should just run to Baron right now. They can just push this mid. There's 2 people on reset, and Viego is running bottom, so there's no real way for them to contest this Baron. But I think Titan Gaming is just playing very passively right now. Vayne's gonna reset, look to pick up another item. Lulu doing the same. Ragnar needs to be careful.
Yeah, they're trying to play 1-3-1 with Mordekaiser and Vex TP, but right now
Yeah.
Vayne's done.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mistake right here now. I think it's the first big mistake from Titan Gaming. Cobalt Ragnar is up too far by himself when the rest of his team is resighting. He is so strong and he is 1v3ing pretty well right now. Looks like he might actually pick up 2. Oh my goodness, it's just a monster. Mordekaiser right now finds 2, comes forward to Jarvan, looking to flash and maybe save him. Now Vayne's going to be here to clean up on the backside. There's already 3 dead from the side of Aesir Squadron. Vayne is just able to free hit so much, and somehow that turns into a massive fight win for Titan Gaming.
Yeah, Mordekaiser just so huge. Actually, he doesn't die.
Yeah, Mordekaiser is able to soak up 5 people from Aesir Squadron and actually manages to kill 2 in response. So what was a mistake turns out still very well for the side of Titan Gaming, just because of a huge gold lead. And again, I think that's part of the issue with the damage on Aesir Squadron. They just really don't have enough DPS to shred through Mordekaiser right now. I mean, they're relying on a 1-item Viego and the Gale Force from Varus, and that's just not going to be enough to cut it right here. He had to build QSS, to get out of the Mord ultimate, and that's just such a huge tax on his power spikes.
But the Dirk actually builds into the Serpent's Fang. I feel like just Serpent's Fang on Jarvan is enough. but
Jarvan is enough, yeah.
It's not the biggest heal in the world if she buys it as well.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, she's so accelerated in the game, she's still going to be up in items, even if you don't count the Serpent's Fang as an item. But yeah, for sure, I would like to see a Edge of Night or something defensive here. I think the only way that Aesir Squadron wins the game is by killing the Vayne really, really early, maybe, and anything defensive to help her survive is good. So, that being said, Titan Gaming is just going to walk over to the bot side, look to pick up this dragon on reset, and potentially just go to the Baron to finish this game off. Aesir Squadron now walking into the top side. They're going to try to clear out some of this vision. I think Vayne is by herself here. Needs to be a bit careful. Her team is in the river. Flash forward from the Viego, looking for some type of window. TP from Ragnar on the backside. Big Ornal over the top, but there's just so much damage from Titan Gaming, and they're not even able to kill the Vayne. Huge Vexal is going to find 1, 2, and Vayne is able to free hit. They can just run it down mid right now. There's a triple kill on the side of Vayne. 4 people wiped from Aesir Squadron, and no one on Titan Gaming is below even 75% HP.
Definitely a desperation play.
Yeah,
Like, you can get much from it.
yeah. You know, Vayne still has the cleanse, and the more TP comes in so quickly. So Titan Gaming looking very much in form in this game 3 right now. A huge, massive, just kind of a stomp. 10k gold lead, 13-1 in kills. They pretty much controlled the game from minute 1, and yeah, didn't really let go of their lead at any point. There was so few windows in from Aesir Squadron, so yeah, I mean, clean game from Titan Gaming. I think a really tough draft for Aesir Squadron to make work. Like you said, the Ornn and Viego is a little bit of a weird pairing, and then the blind pick Varus for me is also a little bit weird, and then they're holding last pick support counter just for a Janna into a Lulu seems like a little bit of a missed opportunity as well. So I think a lack of draft identity from Aesir Squadron maybe made it a bit tough for them to play.
Playing a draft cut and misexecution, they just couldn't find anything to go well for them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, with that being said, Titan Gaming definitely playing it well on an individual level. You know, Ragnar had a huge CS lead in the top side. The Vayne was farming well, matching their bot lane well. The Vex, you know, doing it. Granted, it's versus Ornn, it's not that hard of a matchup, but in any case, really good individual play from Titan Gaming. And then I also think on a team setting, they played well together too. You saw every single time that Aesir Squadron wanted to make something happen in the bot side, there would be top side aggression from Ragnar on that Mordekaiser, crashing waves, preventing the Shen to ult. You know, 3-4 people bot to cover any type of aggression from Aesir Squadron, making sure that the times maybe there was an angle into the game that, you know, they had people there to defend it. Alright, so we do have an interview now with Ragnar, the top laner, the one we've been talking about so much, and the coach from Titan Gaming, Worldmaker. So we will have them in a second.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you both hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, how are you guys doing?
We are doing
Not
good.
too bad. Just got back from work, eating din din.
There you go.
No,
Very good, very good. So congratulations, you guys go undefeated in series. You do end up losing 1 game. That's okay.
That was super unfortunate. I think at the end of that game, everyone in the end just felt very pissed we couldn't hold the undefeated title.
Yeah, so I guess, you know, first question, going in from game 1 to game 2, you guys obviously are not used to really playing from behind. Every single one of your games has been a pretty solid stomp, except for maybe the game when you had like an actual AFK or DC or whatever. So what was kind of the mental state going in from game 1 to game 2?
I think from game 1, we definitely were not calling out what we want to target selection. Like during the dragon fight, I think everyone was making a different call on who they want to target. So it ultimately started backfiring against us, and from our jungle Vix period shot call is it just did not go to plan, and that's where the snowball started ramping against us. And even me playing Set, which is like one of my favorite champions to play, I just can't do as much. Other than just like, if they want me to split push, I would have just done Hullbreaker immediately, which would have been a more rational choice.
Yeah.
But they want me in more of the team fight ultimates, where I just went like Gore to try and get some more survivability, and then try to get Sterex right away. But go into game 2, we shifted our game plan, where we do a different draft than what we normally would, because it was not just like we blame the coach for the draft. It was literally we blame ourselves for not telling our coach that we should not do this, and it's not ideal for us to get the first pick Ash and then blind into an MF row.
Sure.
Game 2, we managed to pick up the Ornn Gaming, easy, simple, one of my favorite tanks. Then even though we were starting to get a little behind, we had faith that if we play for our end goal of trying to survive out most of their engage, because their plays was very heavily reliant on jungle pressure. So if their jungler is actually going to make pressure on the map, we have to answer somewhere. The Shen ult bot lane, that was unfortunate for the team, but ultimately the better call for me was to just crash the wave, greed 3 tower plates, and just back, which is like the best rational choice to get the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. It meant that you went up like 30 or 40 CS and so much gold, and you ended up being unkillable. So to you, Maker, a question. You know, you're playing against a team that has a lot of weird picks. I mean, they have a lot of flex picks. As a coach, what was your preparation for that? Was that something you knew about in advance? Because the Ornn mid, obviously a weird pick. Was that something you knew about in advance, or you were kind of surprised by, and how did you adjust and adapt to that?
About that though, I forgot about their mid lane play a lot of tanks too. So like that wasn't a surprise pick, but that was like a pick that gave me a headache a lot.
Yeah.
And after that first game, I had to adjust like immediately. Like during the games, during the first game, I have to adjust immediately to make sure that we have a good counts for the second game. Yeah. And I just realized that we need a way clear mid and jungle pressure to win the game, because their weaknesses is the late game, because like the comms only for 2 tanks on the mid and top, and the jungles will be like a playmaker. So like the ADC is gonna be the carries. So if we can push that early game impact, that just means that the game's over for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and yeah, you guys obviously executed those late game team fights really well, and that was something that we even saw in the first game, that their late game coordination looked a little bit sloppy, that as if they didn't know exactly what to do. So once you switched to late game comp, it was honestly really solid. And then, you know, the Mordekaiser game 3 Ragnar, was that something that you knew you wanted to play, or you were just like,
oh, I 100% wanted to play it. I told Maker, like, if they pick Ornn and Shen, I'm going Mordekaiser. I don't care. I want Mordekaiser. They are not going to enjoy it. It's purely just a strong counter against like a heavy tank comp, because his passive does max health damage to champions, and because tanks build more health, more free damage, I get Riftmaker, true damage, demonic embrace, max health damage, more shred, and I just live forever.
Yeah, for sure. Something that Victor and I talked about during watching the draft is that they potentially could have just flexed Shen support and then counterpicked your more top lane, and it had a really strong draft advantage from that. Was that something you were worried about, or were you pretty confident that although it was like a Shen and Ornn, that it was probably going mid or top?
It was, from my understanding, it was 90% confident it was going up there, because I've known that Toxic Gentleman can play the Shen mid, and Rachel plays a lot more of the tanky top laners. The Cannon was the oddball that I never thought about too much, but knowing the fact that they mostly just play tanks, and mid lane is more of an off meta oddball pick mid laner, I was more confident on them being the top and mid that I just played Mordekaiser, rather than just get myself matched against the Shen support.
For sure, that makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, you guys looked really solid in that last game. From the beginning to the end. I mean, every single time they tried to make a play, you were pretty much there to counter it. and
Yeah.
such a huge tempo advantage throughout the game. So I would say coordination advantage on your team too. So it looked like you were much better prepared for what they had brought. What was your game 3 strategy going into that? Because it seemed like every time they went for a play, you pretty much had it countered, more or
Yeah.
less.
Because once I saw it was Shen top, I know my goal past post 6 is make sure wave state is in a bad state for Shen to even try to look for an ultimate. So because Mordekaiser has way better trades and lane management than Shen does, even though Shen level 2 has a stronger spike, post 3, Mordekaiser has better sustained trade because passive, the pull, the mace, and
Yeah.
once it hits 6, I just have a stronger power spike that if he tries to ult or if he wants to look for an angle play bot side, I just literally crash waves and put him into an even worse wave state that if he ults, I just get a way bigger lead, which they've learned last time that it
Yeah.
resulted in a very big gap on
Sure.
CS and also gold distribution.
Right, and it looks like he was much more nervous to just quickly ult away from top side. So yeah, honestly, a really good answer. Victor, any questions for Ragnar and Maker before we say goodbye?
Who do you guys think was the MVP of those games, or of the series?
I think game 2 and game 3, I would say Vixbeer was pretty proactive on it. I don't want to even put myself on it because I just played for my own lane, and in that top Krugs fight, once I saw more people were starting to come topside and I was about to get caught out, I just told the team, I'm just gonna 1v5. I just don't give a crap at this point.
Fair enough.
I didn't manage to pick up 2 kills, so I was lucky to get that.
About like MVP stuff, I'm looking for like Spear and Nathan. Mercy is good, but he just need more time to adjust with the teams. So I'm not gonna add him to the MVP. So I'm looking for Nathan and Spear. But
Nathan is Odysseus, by the way.
Okay.
yeah, Odysseus. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah. So I think it's better for me just give the MVP to Odysseus because like the second game, he actually tilted. When I watch him play, he really tilted. But the late game for the second game, the third game, like he actually like point out some of the mental gameplay and make good like team fight too. Because of him, like we make a lot of good team fight, and we just turn out the win.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, Ragnar, for what it's worth, Victor and I gave you both the MVP for game 2 on that Ornn pick. Such a huge CS lead, and then your pick on the mid lane, I think you picked Karma or something right before Baron, was just like a game-changing play.
Yeah.
Really good ulti angle, and then the last game, the Mordekaiser, you were just unstoppable in the top lane. So obviously, really good overall team play, but the top lane gap was pretty substantial both games, both of your wins, at least. So, congrats to you guys on a fantastic season. Going into the playoffs, any teams that you're a little bit worried about, excited to play, anything like that?
Aesir scares us a bit now because of the mid flexibility and off meta.
Sure.
Otherwise, TDSK, highest priority out of all the teams there. They definitely improved from like week 1.
Yeah.
We're still not going to talk about the Rumble incident. That's about it. Let's see, CNG Proton. I don't know. I played against Garwood twice, and he picked Karma, and it was just super boring to play top lane against the Karma, where I just played tanks. But otherwise, I don't really see anything else than Aesir and TDSK.
Yeah, fair enough. How about you, Maker?
I'm thinking about like Dark Knight size the high prio because I watched the games and I actually beat Proton like 18-0, and that's gave me like a scare a little bit. But at the same time, that just gave me a hope that I can use all my strength to scout them, just make them suffer for the playoffs. If we're gonna meet in the playoffs like right off the first game, we're gonna have a good time.
Sounds good. I mean, yeah, you guys obviously have looked really solid throughout the season. So, whoever you play in the playoffs, it'll be exciting to watch. But Ragnar, Maker, thank you for coming in and doing the interview with us. Congratulations on your not quite perfect split, but pretty close to perfect split. You guys looked phenomenal throughout the regular season. So we look forward to watching you in the playoffs coming up soon.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you very
No
much.
problem. Thank you very much.
All right, and that was quite a series. I mean, Titan Gaming looking really good. Victor, this is your first time watching SOS. Definitely Division 2. What did you think?
I think it was pretty cool watching the teams play, going back and forth. It was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And Titan Gaming, big win. A little bit scary after that game 1 loss, but pulling it out in the end. So if you haven't voted for All Stars, make sure to do that on our website. Vote for All Stars who you want to see. And after this, I will be hosting Levy from the Sea Bears. You can check him out, say hello, give him some Swag Life love, and don't forget, check out Victor, the other caster with me tonight, at twitch.tv/watcha. He's an awesome Irelia top 1 trick GM. I've learned a lot from watching him play. He's always fun to watch, really informative, cool streamer. So check him out, give him some love. But that is all we have for you tonight. Next week we will have All Stars, so don't forget to come by, say hello, watch all the fun festivities that we have going for you. But everyone, have a great rest of your night. Victor, thank you for casting with me tonight. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Take care and have a good night, everyone.